It's Doug Walker. You're watching The Crazy House, Crazy McCormick.
What up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Crazy McCormick up in this bitch. All right. So, yeah, I realize that my audio is... Okay, I'm hoping that I don't clip this too badly because I had a problem with that last fucking week. I was actually reprogramming the fucking mic settings and stuff like that. I really need to get a better microphone, but... funds, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, let me ask you something. How is everybody's fucking week? Other than work, I would have to say, actually, no, you know what? My week hasn't been that bad. It just seems to me like this past week has really shone a light on a lot of really fucked up shit that's fucking happening. And I know that for some, it might come as a little bit of a culture shock, but I'd like to actually put a little common sense on the Juggalo community and what's going on in the world and everything like that, because just like a lot of people on the opposite side of the aisle, the political aisle, Juggalos tend to seem to keep themselves tight knit, closed into a little bubble. If it ain't about Juggalo shit, then it ain't about shit. And it's like you got to realize something. Like, I used to think that same way when I was in my teens. I used to think that same way when I was in my 20s. But once you get a little bit older and things start to become a little bit more delved into reality, it's something that you actually do need to pay a little bit of attention to. And the way that I look at it, it's like, okay, look, in my 20s, I had a conversation. I think I talked about this on a show before. In my 20s, um, I had a conversation with a coworker when I was doing groundskeeping at the time, and I ended up he was trying to bring up politics, and I was like, I don't personally think politics really affects my life, so I don't pay attention to it. And it's a little bit fucking naive to say that, especially now that I'm looking back at it 20 years ago. It makes sense that I would have said that at the time because that wasn't my necessary concern. My necessary concern really was just making money and getting pussy. Like that was it. And the occasional video game every now and again, but it is what it is. But now it's playing video games, getting money, making money, getting pussy, and politics apparently has been my new hyper focus. But I feel like that's something important. As I've said in previous episodes, I feel like that there are a lot of underdeveloped, intellectualized fucking juggalos in our community. And I feel like that since there's a huge fucking gap in this juggalo community, especially since I got a message on Facebook the other day. Actually, no, my bad, not Facebook. I let me retract that. I got a message on Twitch the other day while I was playing the new Final Fantasy Tactics on PS5, which I talked about this last week. I said I was going to get it, and I got it on day one. But I'm sitting there playing that motherfucker, and who shows up in my fucking chat? The boy Blue. And he ends up saying to me that he got banned from YouTube. I was like, oh shit. He says, yeah. And then I tried to open up a new channel. He said that he lost all of his fucking socials, which I think I knew that. He lost all of his fucking YouTube channels because they were all together on one fucking... They were all linked to one email, right? Sup TZ, sup Twisted Tree Line, and Unnerving Brain. What up? I said what up to y'all before shit happened. Yeah. So the Boy Blue is on Twitch now. What up, church? So yeah, the Boy Blue is on Twitch now, and he said to me that what he did was, like, what had happened was he lost his fucking he lost all of his fucking YouTube channels. I guess one of them got terminated, and since a majority of his YouTube channels were all linked to the same email account, he lost all of them. So he tried to open up a new channel, and I guess that one got flagged too. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to take the L and I'm going to go on a completely different format. So he's on Twitch now. And one of the things that he ended up telling me was, you are now the last original Juggalo YouTuber. Okay, no pressure. No pressure at all. But that's interesting to say to me. Like, at the very least, that's very interesting to notice. I am the last man standing. I am the Highlander. In the YouTube Juggalo community, I have become Connor McLeod. How dope is that? So I feel like, yeah, the last of a dying breed. The goat. I don't know if I would consider myself the goat. No, the goat got fucking knocked off. All right, for bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, I'm second banana. Now, here's the thing. Since I'm the only one left in the OGs, and since I guess I could say I'm still a prominent figure in this fucking community. The League of Legends reference, nice. So, I feel like that it's important to actually be like, hey, look, I'm not trying to shove this down people's throats or anything like that. I'm not on OnlyFans, so I don't shove things down people's throat. But what I am saying though is that I feel like that it is important to actually pay attention to what's going on outside of our fucking bubble, because there's a lot of fucked up shit that goes on in our community. There's a lot of fucked up shit that goes on outside of our community as well. Now, unfortunately, there's a video that one of my viewers sent me based off of Boots Gaming. I guess they're basically kind of like Dog the Bounty Hunter mixed with fucking uh, Chris Hansen or something. But the video was called Juggalo with Two Wives Can't Control His Urges Online, and it's like an hour long. Didn't get enough chance to fucking check it out. So I'm not going to do that here. Even though that is kind of Juggalo news, but I'm not going to fucking talk about that shit here. Instead, I want to try to get into a couple of things before we get into the meat and berries, so that way I don't disappoint Illegal and I can talk about fucking news. But let's have a little bit of fun here first. So, like I said, I talked about this last week. I got this the day of. I literally fucking ignored a request nearby a GameStop that I was picking up an order from, just so I could walk into the fucking store and buy this motherfucker. I was like 10 minutes late picking up this order. Fuck it, I don't care. Because I'm a fanboy. And this is actually pretty cool. The fact that it has, it's basically the same game. They balanced it out a little bit more. It also has the original version for playability on here, so you can play either the original version that was released in '97, and then you've got the original one. And you've got this remaster, which is smoothed out, as well as having voice acting, and it's still very true to the original Final Fantasy Tactics. So if you like fucking spiky yellow-haired edgelords crossing over into different fucking video games with a big-ass Buster Sword, and you know about that from the original, yeah, he's in here too. But they changed it, so that way you can get him earlier, and he's leveled out. I'm listening from work until 11, so do your thing. All right, so Cloud Hype 97. Right, because, dude, 97 was like the year of Cloud. You had Final Fantasy VII, you had Final Fantasy Tactics, and you also had Irgiz, which was a fighting game that Squaresoft made, and it has Cloud and I believe Sephiroth as playable characters in that game as well, which I honestly did not know that they released it in America, and I have a fucking copy. When I saw it at the store, I was like, I'm getting this. Fuck everything else. Fanboy bullshit 7. That's my fucking niche. But you guys know that. You guys know that I have a fucking huge affinity to video games, to a point where I think more of you should fucking come over to my Twitch, a lot more often. I fucking like to play video games and I like to chat with the crowd, because at least that keeps my mind limber and I'm able to talk to you guys. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stay locked in and quiet. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's have some fun here tonight. And first off, I want to talk about this, because since we're on nerd bullshit right now, how many of you guys remember the movie Tron? I mean, I understand that there's a lot of people who are trying to fucking boycott Disney, right? Because of fucking whatever reason. Oh yeah, that's right. People boycotted Disney to try to get Jimmy Kimmel back. And Jimmy Kimmel came back, and like 4 days later, nobody cared. As I talked about last week with Kazoom's fucking video, talking about, man, I thought him coming back was going to be great. I didn't think that it was going to be a downfall then. I did. So why would you think that Jimmy Kimmel was going to fucking just rape the fucking Nielsen ratings for the rest of his career after all of that stuff? No, that's not how fucking Democrats work. They fucking see something shiny and they fucking go after it. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you motherfuckers that vote on the left would follow a laser pointer. I know AOC would. But anyways, yeah, so let's have a little fun here. Let's talk about some other shit, shall we? Shall. All right, so that has nothing to do with nothing. First off, since I'd mentioned Tron, and we're talking about nerd bullshit, I love Tron. Tron, like, unfortunately, like, I didn't watch Tron when it first came out through Vista Pictures and shit, but it's an excellent fucking movie. And to a point where, like, when they announced, what up, Teasy? And Hayden, what up, Nobody Man? 621 Electronics, I see you in the house. Anyways, yeah, so, like, when they came out with the second Tron movie, I was like, dude, I'm in. I started watching the original Tron. I'm like, how did I miss out on this fucking shit? I love Kevin Bridges. Like, come on, man. And now, like, almost, like, other than what? Every fucking, like, every movie other than Iron Man, Jeff Bridges is basically the dude. Like, he was the dude in Tron, in the Tron sequel. And then when I found out about Tron having another fucking movie coming out, oh, bro, I'm fucking in. And we're watching the fucking extended trailer for Tron Ares. Why? Because fuck you, I like Tron. Look at this shit. Like, you gotta like, I'm not even a second into this trailer, and I'm like, I want to play. I'm in. I'm in, like, all the fucking Flynns. It is on, like, all the fucking Donkey Kongs. Look at that shit. Tron has come a hella long way since they first came out in the fucking 80s. When, you gotta remember, like, during that time, that was peak technology. When everything looked like a fucking Atari 2600 game in that fucking movie. And now it's like, dude, this looks like an actual fucking ship. It literally looks like the Borg is ready to fucking assimilate. So, holy shit. And look at that. And like, okay, so in the first one, Flynn gets sucked into the program and he fights Master Control, right? But then in the second movie, he ends up trying to recreate the system. Oh, dude, full-fledged fucking nerd boner. So in the second movie, like, Kevin Flynn creates a new version of Clue, and Clue is supposed to help create the perfect system, but he programmed Clue incorrectly. And so Clue basically acts like an antivirus, and anything that is basically, like, anything that is that is considered an ailment, he tries to destroy, and then he starts assimilating all the other programs to destroy, and then it becomes the same fucking system all over again. But apparently the system that Flynn was trying to create was not enough for Clue, and Clue goes beyond the fucking system, and he's trying to figure out how to get out of the system to go into the real world. Kind of like how Flynn as a user had the capability to go in and out of the world at will. So now it looks like, because you can see trees at the bottom here, it looks like they figured it out. You can see the city in the distance, and it's always the same fucking things that they use in the Tron movies. It's always the same vehicles and shit like that. It's just everything looks more updated. Oh shit.
Gazed at the stars and he has wondered,
That's not an alien, bro. Dude!
So much talk of AI and big tech today.
Oh my god. Wait, was that Hal?
Like when we get there. Well, folks, we're not going there.
Wait. Were they using a 3D printer to create the fucking ship? Dude.
They are coming here.
What the fuck are you thinking?
I'd like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier.
No! Yes!
Biblically strong, lightning fast, supremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
Why?
You think you're in control of this? You're not.
Oh no, dude, it's AI, bro. If there's anything we learned from fucking Terminator, is that AI will become self-aware and destroy humanity. Why would you try to bring this shit into the real world? Are you psychotic? Oh my god! Oh, and by the way, the whole soundtrack is done by Trent Reznor. Look at this shit!
What are you?
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand.
What in the hell? Dude!
Hang on!
A malfunctioning program who wants to live. Why is that?
What the fuck? Flynn's back! Flynn is back!
It's just a feeling.
Oh my god, and that's Morbius! Oh my god! Dude! It's the fucking dude! Oh my god, like the essence of Flynn. Like if you watch the end of Tron Evolution, like I thought Flynn was gonna fucking die, but I think that Flynn became a fucking program or something.
Fascinating.
Really messing with my Zen thing, man. Right? I could have just been sitting here with... I could have been sitting at home with pea stains on my rug. Instead, I got fucking locked into the system thanks to Clue. What in the hell? $10-10, bro. Okay, we got another one. Oh! Yes. So in 5 days, this Friday, this movie's fucking coming out. Guess who's gonna fucking take time off to go see that shit? This fucking guy. And I'm gonna do, and unfortunately, I have to do it all alone because my family went to Arizona for vacation. And so, like, I'm sitting in the house by myself. That's why I'm able to fucking scream and shit. Which is, oh my god. I need a new pair of pants right now after watching that fucking trailer. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be there watching this fucking shit. I am a fucking fanboy. Oh man. I love that. The fact that he turns that on. And how fucked up is it that nobody fucking recognizes that from the original Tron game? Because Light Cycles was a video game in this universe. Like, look at that shit. Fuck! Yeah, that'd be scary as shit. Dude, did he get sucked into the fucking system? Holy shit.
Ready? Because there's no going back.
Yeah, man. Fuck MCON for... Fuck NCOM for trying to bring AI to life. Dude. Dude, yeah, I am Groot. Holy... Holy motherfuck. Bro. Like, I totally cannot wait to see that. Like, live and shit. Like, oh my god. That is gonna be... That looks like such a fucking awesome movie. We need Daft Punk back on the soundtrack, though. No, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like that Daft Punk was good for its environment at the time because the whole thing was like with Tron Evolution. They're inside the Matrix, so it like, or whatever the fuck they were calling it. You know, the basic fucking Ubuntu Linux system that they were fucking trying to create and made it into a real world. So I think that Daft Punk being in there for that was good, but Trent Reznor as a composer, fucking, I feel like that this is a good spot for Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails, which is basically just Trent Reznor anyways. It's Trent Reznor with a Casio keyboard and a fucking bass pedal, and a lot of fucking manic depression. Those are the three key fucking players of fucking Nine Inch Nails. Trent Reznor with a Casio keyboard and a bass pedal, and Trent Reznor's fucking manic depressive episodes. Which, as much as I like Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails, I hate that cover of Hurt that they did. I think that's shit. Sorry, but I prefer the Man in Black. Nevertheless, though, holy God, I cannot wait to see that. So in 5 days, did I actually, you know, now that I think about it, I need to double check my schedule. Okay, so I'm working, okay, so yeah, I'm just going to have to do like a downtime of like, yeah, I'm going to have to cancel one of these fucking blocks and just take the L. On this because I don't care. I'm gonna go watch that fucking movie. I'll make it up. But nevertheless, that's fucking fresh. Can't wait to see that. Another thing too. So like that's basically the nerd shit. We got to get into a little bit of Juggalo shit, which I don't know too much about what's going on because I've been kind of in my own little bubble with the Juggalo stuff. So quick check on Vago Lovers. I saw that Hex came out with a fucking new music video, and I'm pretty sure that there's been some other goings on in the Juggalo community. Let me know. Don't be hesitant to fucking hit me up on my socials like Instagram, X, whatever. I'll get a notification. But let's go ahead and watch this music video for Hex. Switchblade is the name of the track. So let's go back into this motherfucker. I am Groot. And here we go. Here's the music video. And and it's definitely going to be choppy. All right. Dude, I'm already in love with this fucking beat. Oh, he's going Thriller. I love that West Coast shit.
Hustle like a dope boy in 1994. I got the shotgun pump knocking at your door. From the rims to the chains to my face is gold. And I see your bitch jacking when I ride by slow. This for my players, I'ma put the guys. Demons on the creep after midnight. Hang 'em one more time when the motherfucker pay that back. I blow the subs out the Cadillac. Big HG trill, murder on my mind. Twisting on my fingers and banging.
I dig this. Did you check the socks? You better have checked the fucking socks. So this is actually, we're gonna get into it. So Treeline, shut up. We'll get into that in a minute. Dude, I'm fucking digging the beat on this. I do like that West Coast fucking G-Funk shit though. And the way that this is going, I'm fucking digging it. Like I'm not even paying attention to what the fuck he's saying. I'm just vibing to that fucking beat. Now imagine having shit that fucking hard coming out of a red Prius. Hi.
Roll another boy, let me put it on the verse. Sucker flat line, fell victim to the curse. Mix a liquor with the R while I count a couple bands. Shit cut throw it out there in the Badlands. I'm just trying to get high, get paid. Stay in the right from the bitches with the mad gang.
See, I fuck with this.
Feeling like a switchblade, had to get cut. I'm just trying to get high, get paid. Stay in the right from the bitches with the mad gang. Someone run it from the sun down to the sun up. Feeling like a switchblade, had to get cut.
Look at that, like, okay, hey, there's a McDonald's. There's 3 of them, 4 of them. 4 McDonald's's. And they all are over expensive. Hex has sounded badass here for sure. See, like, to me, it's like, I don't mind the fact that he left Chapter 17 and went off on his own. Because, like, he still shows love to the Juggalo community. And I find that interesting that I'm sure that there are a lot of Juggalos out there that would probably just look at this and be like, you know what, fuck Hex. Because he left Chapter 17. Yeah, but it ain't cut like that as far as I'm seeing it. Like, he left, he fucking, you know, he decided that he wanted to do his own thing, and that's fine. You know? And, just, you know, so in this case, I'll still support him. He still fucking gathers, from what I understand. And he still got love for the Juggalos. And I'm fucking cool with that. Besides, regardless, he's still an underground cat, and I feel like that we should still support the underground. As long as we like the motherfuckers. Because I still refuse to support fucking Twisted, you know what I'm saying? But it basically looks like, okay, this is it. Like, the only cinematic thing about this music video is really just the fact that he shapeshifted into this werewolf character, and he's still fucking in a lowrider. He didn't gather last year, but I know he's gathered before. Okay, so there's... Okay, now it's changing up. Ah. So, like, I remember, yeah, I didn't see him last year. I didn't see him this year. But I remember, yeah, like 2 years ago, he did gather, because I saw footage of him with my boy Flipsy, and they poured one out for our boy JD. Because he died that year. He got shot by the fucking cops. Is it me, or is Twisted in a free fall downward spiral and losing relevance fast? Nah, it ain't just you. I can't get enough of this fucking bass line. Like, I totally fuck with this. Man. Okay, so basically, okay, I'm not gonna do the whole thing, even though it's like more than halfway done. But that song sounds fucking tight. Hex fucking slaps, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm pretty sure that, I don't know if this is like, I'm pretty sure that he's got an upcoming album or something. I didn't fully read this shit, so here, let me go ahead. Let me take a look at Fago Lovers. Let me see what it says. Oh, wait, what the hell am I doing? All right, so another thing, too, like, yeah, there's been a couple of things that I missed out, but I was like, yo, this is the one thing out of the small amount of news that happened on Figure Lovers that I thought was dope, and I wanted to fucking cover it because I like Hex. So, West Coast Wicked Shit rapper Hex has released the official music video for his track Switchblade. The single is the second video released from his latest album Suerte, which dropped on June 6th, 2025. To mark the video's release, Hex has made an exclusive Switchblade t-shirt and hoodie available on his official website, hex.com. For a limited time, all orders of the new merchandise comes with a free autographed flat. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead, check it out, hex.com. That's 3 X's, hex.com. There, I just did some free promotion, which I'm down for. I love Hex's vibe. That the one song that really fucking lured me in listening to Hex was the song Psycho. Psycho was the shit. I fucking fell in love with that song, and I'm like, all right, I'm down. All right. So let's get into the fucking meat and berries of the rest of the shit. And I might as well just go ahead and bring this back. Yup. So yeah, just as Twisted Treeline was talking about, Gmo Ski filed a lawsuit against Magic Ninja Entertainment for wrongfully terminating his contract due to the fact that he got caught beating the shit out of his wife. Like, you guys remember me fucking talking about that the other day, right? Like a couple months ago, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find it, because I'm pretty sure that I've still got the fucking information. So, yeah, because I keep all my stuff archived. I just need to find it real quick. Let's see. What was it, back in August? That this shit fucking went down? I just need to find it real quick. I was really confused by the Freak Show re-release and Freak Show tour. Honestly, I'm confused by it. It screams our careers on life support. On one hand, I agree with you on that one. I'll talk about this while I'm trying to look for this information. I do agree with you. You know what? Here, I'll just full screen it while we wait, because reasons. Because I kind of am I'm a big-headed motherfucker. Look at me, look at me, look at me. But anyways, yeah, so I looked at that, and at first I thought the exact same thing. However, I also looked at it in the sense that, see, even the M&E store for October is like the most lackluster it's ever been, completely uninspired. So the way that I looked at the situation with the Freak Show re-release, I actually saw that, like, yeah, that is kind of a like a what the fuck are you doing kind of situation. But also at the same time, I did see that, and I was like, okay, look, they probably are not getting a whole lot of views or listens on social media, just due to the fact that there are motherfuckers like myself who are willing to just say fuck Twisted all the way through. Like, Twisted can suck my whole fucking dick, disrespectfully, due to the fact that they, not necessarily that because they refused the march, but because of the fact that they tried to deny that there was any big thing that was actually going on because of it. When we know for a fact that there was some shit fucking going down, and we have had the massive amount of proof showing that things did in fact go down. So I think that what part of it is it has to do with the fact that they're getting low numbers, and So what they need to do is like they're getting low numbers, and so the only way that they can really do anything in order to get any kind of numbers now is to basically rehash old shit. Okay, I found it. Yep. Okay, so on here we've got Gmo's like we've got the announcement that Gmo Ski ended up fucking being, ended up getting released from MNE. We've got pictures of the shit that he did to his baby mama apparently. I do have his confession as well as his resume and the old GoFundMe for his baby mama. So yeah, we talked about this back in July. But anyways, yeah, so let me wrap this up and then we'll go back to the Gmo Ski thing. So what I think Twisted's doing is they decided to redo the entire Freak Show album. So that way they could have a version of Freak Show released on Magic Ninja Entertainment so that way that version can get them paid. And I know that's actually legal because Real Big Fish did the same fucking thing. I spent $75 to basically buy an entire package, like an entire digital package of every single song that Real Big Fish ever fucking created that basically was re-recorded. And legally that can be done because it's technically like a cover of some sort. And so since they don't own the masters to Most Tasteless, they don't own the masters to Freak Show, those are actually owned by Island Records. And so what they decided to do was recreate that fucking album so that way it could be on Magic Ninja and then they could fucking get the full revenue from those albums. All right, let's see. I see that y'all fucking ended up saying shit. They ride in the only wave they know how to surf. Well, I mean they tried to fucking venture out, and every time that they've tried, the Juggalos have decreased. Like they've tried to go mainstream, and they just can't. Like they're fucking pigeonholed into this Juggalo shit, whether they wanted to admit it or not. And eventually they finally did decide, you know what? This is where we're supposed to be. And now they're fucking embracing it and they're trying to fucking butter up Violent J and Shaggy in order to try to get into their good graces and get back on the get back to the gathering and all of that stuff, but I think it's too little too late. Jay is basically fuck them at this point. Just fuck them because they're still fucking rolling with Otis. And that was one of the things that they said. We will never fucking work with Twisted again as long as Otis is on that fucking label. And at this point, it's just like, they're never going to get rid of Otis. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's see. I'll admit I jammed the re-release multiple times. I'll admit that. I have some praises, but more complaints than praises. And I say this as a Twisted nerd. Up there with any Twisted nerd. Like, I gave up. Like, anything that they fucking release, anything that has a Magic Ninja star on it, I don't want to listen to it. Although, I'm not going to condemn anybody. This is the major difference between me and a lot of other people. I will not condemn you if you decide to listen to Twisted. That's your decision. I'm just not going to put money into them anymore. I don't want to listen to them on digital media. If I want to listen to it, I'll download it illegally and fucking burn it onto a CDR. So that way they still don't get fucking paid. But I don't want to go through all of that because that's time consuming and mentally exhausting. Not to mention I might lose my fucking internet capabilities with Comcast because those motherfuckers have been really cracking down on that type of shit. I already got my parents in trouble for downloading stuff off of torrents on their fucking shit, and they have AT&T. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm never torrenting shit again. I personally think it's on Jay at this point. Twisted is displayed multiple times. They are down for a reunion. Yeah, but Jay wants nothing to do with them. It was mostly all Young Wicked's doing. Yeah, Young Wicked was the fucking cruxes for the reason why they split up. Let's see. My thing with Twisted is that their overall insecurity as people and as artists leads to an overwhelming and at times cringe pretentiousness. I agree. Yeah, unfortunately, they started off in the same scene ICP did, actually. I think a little before ICP did. Technically, House of Crazies was bigger than ICP at the start, if I recall properly. Actually, no. House of Crazy started in 1993. Insane Clown Posse started in 1991. And if anything, House of Crazies was actually tearing flyers for ICP off and replacing them with their own when they would do shows. So realistically, they've always been haters. But when Jamie and Paul fucking needed help, Violent J was there to give it to them. If anything, they owe ICP their fucking careers. Yeah, AI got that shit wrong as fuck. I swear to God, like, I'm more knowledgeable on Juggalo shit than AI is. No, if anything, House of Crazies was opening up for ICP during the Malenko tour because they were making noise by that time and they wanted to give House of Crazies a push as well as Misery. And eventually Brian, ROC, quit House of Crazies. And at the same time that Twisted was formed with Jamie and Paul, Brian actually released House of Crazies the night they came home in 1999, and it was a bunch of unreleased House of Crazy stuff. It was trying to capitalize on that shit. Originally, they started in 89 as Inner City Posse. That is true, but Insane Clown Posse was created and formed in 1991 after Dog Beats. Jamie and Paul alienated thousands of people and did it mostly for their own egos. To be honest, it's cringe. Again, I say this as a Twisted nerd. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I fucking stopped listening to them, because they fucking turned their backs on the Juggalos when they needed them the most. I remember hearing Twisted say multiple fucking times, "We got nothing but love for all you motherfuckos and motherfuckettes, and anytime that you need us for something, we will be there." And then when we were like, "We need you to be at this march," no, the march is bullshit. It's just a publicity stunt for Insane Clown Posse only. Has nothing to do with you Juggalos. It has something to do with ICP. Oh. But we'll see you at Juggalo Weekend? Oh. Well, fuck you too. Fuck you. Fuck. As much as I hate to say it, fuck Blaze for fucking going to Magic Ninja. Oh, what the shit. I'm doing a show. You should know this. It starts at 9. You can leave a voicemail. Unless the house is on fire, in which it's not, and I know because I'm the only one here. No. Anyways, so let's go back to the other thing that we're talking about. So, Gmo. Oh, God damn it. Hold on a second, I guess. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, and then I got something else. Ah, okay. Well, that's dope. Somebody just sent me some shit. Holy crap. I just got fucking photos sent to me. Oh, this is great. This is great. Give me a second. I'm going to have to add some of this shit because it pertains to that nonsense going on, right? So allow me a second. I know this is kind of an unprofessional situation, individual, but this is important to the topic at hand. Somebody gotta love the fact that people decide to give me shit at the last fucking second, but it is what it is. All right, give me. Okay. Okay, so, God damn it. Why are you fucking bothering me? One person's bothering me, and then I've got, come on. Okay, there we go. We've got the images coming in, and we will get into this as soon as possible. And I really need to change the fucking battery on my smoke alarm. Anyways, so let's read this. Apparently, Gmo Ski filed a lawsuit September 18th against Twisted and George alleging breach of contract, non-disparagement clause, tortuous interference with prospective economic advantage, and declaratory relief rights to his masters, name, image, likeness. He's suing under 1332 diversity breach of contract, which means the damages are calculated as over $75,000, and he's seeking specifically actual and compensatory damages, punitive damages, restitution, injunction relief, attorney fees and costs, and an actual legacy. Did Meme King make this? Where I don't even remember where I found this, but I came across that and I saw Meme King fucking comments on it. So it's either Meme King or Fallen made that fucking shit. That's fucking great. An actual legacy, bro. But it's like, dude, fucking Twisted removed your ass because you are dangerous, okay? You are a menace to society, Gmo. That's the reason why they fucking got rid of you. All right, so let's take a look at some of these fucking images. Okay, so I don't know exactly. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these images. Okay, that's not the first one. And it'll look better on this one. All right, so here we go. We've got, yep, Friday, September 19th, and there's a couple of fucking PDF files on here. Summons issued for Twisted LLC. Summons issued for George Villekas. Notice of District Judge Robert J. White's case management requirements. So this is the docket right here. The nature of the suit, yeah, diversity breach of contract. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so complaint filed by Jerron Johnson against all defendants with jury demand. The fuck? Plaintiff request summons issued, receipt number, blah, blah, blah. Fee, $405. County of first plaintiff, out of state, blah, 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 blah. So, like, here's all the exhibits and all this other stuff, and it's like, okay, look, like, literally, if there is a thing in the contract that shows that, like, they have the capability to release him, because in the state of Michigan, you can literally fire somebody for whatever reason you want to fucking give. All right, so here's the first thing. Yeah, Jerron Johnson, an individual plaintiff, like he's coming in from fucking California. right? Versus Twisted LLC, DBA Magic Ninja Entertainment, a Michigan limited liability company, George Vlakis, an individual, and DOES. Yeah, breach of contract, tortuous interference with prosperative economic advantage, declaratory relief, like rights to master's name, image, and likeness. It's like, look, so basically he's suing Twisted and Magic Ninja Entertainment in order to get his fucking masters. Which is interesting to me because the fact is that for what they did to Insane Clown Posse, where they basically fucking blackmailed ICP with getting their masters in order to do shows and The Gathering and hell, even fucking doing Dark Lotus, I'm assuming. I know for a fact that they fucking blackmailed ICP to get their masters so they could perform at The Gathering. That I know, that we all know. That's a secret to everybody. And knowing this, that a fucking record company is nothing without their masters. They're basically doing the same thing to Gmo Ski. So that's the same fucking picture as before. But I think that's funny, though. He's fucking trying to sue. Hold on, where's that fucking other picture? So, look at all of the, to me, I find this funny. Here is all of the, I'm assuming that these are all of the exhibits that state the case that Gmo Ski's trying to build, which obviously this is just a screenshot, so I can't show anything. But I'm sure Twisted has a pretty good fucking counter case. If he were just to show, certain other things. Like this fucking statement. Where it said, "We here at Magic Ninja Entertainment have parted ways with Jerron Johnson, professionally known as Gmo Ski." So they're acknowledging that he's Gmo Ski. He still gets to keep his name. He still gets to keep his likeness and his image and stuff like that because, I don't know how they'd be able to fucking take away Gmo Ski's black card, especially since Church already owns it. So, because that's his image. "We have been made aware of an incident involving Mr. Johnson. While we do not have all of the details due to those recent events, we are unable to continue to do any business with him and will not be commenting on anything regarding him or his situation moving forward. Furthermore, everyone here at Magic Ninja Entertainment does not condone domestic violence or violence against women," which I fucking love this statement because the statement here says, "We will not comment on anything regarding him or his situation moving forward." But he beat the shit out of his wife. "Or violence of any kind of nature against anyone." Yeah? Well, I hope that you're pro fucking Charlie Kirk, fam. Even though I don't care, because, whatever. But anyways, yeah, so, nor do we knowingly support or conduct business with those who do. If you or anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence, please reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and they drop it at the fucking bottom. So, basically, they're just like, we don't want to talk about Gmo anymore because he beat the shit out of his fucking wife. That's why we fired him, because he's a danger to us and women around him. And so Gmo Ski's brilliant fucking plan. I'm going to sue him and finally get a fucking legacy. You're like, okay, well, I mean, you should probably recheck Violent J's resume because he's already got a W on Twisted already as it is. Because, Jesus fucking Christ, that's some dumb fucking shit as far as I'm concerned. We all know wrong was done on both sides. I don't know. Because I haven't really heard Twisted fucking say anything about it, and the way that Twisted's been acting towards Insane Clown Posse lately kind of makes it feel like that maybe what they were talking shit about was incorrect. They might have been trying to say shit just to keep the fucking hype. But goddamn, I hope more fucking, I hope more of this story unfolds because I would love to see Gmo Ski lose this fucking shit and then get countersued for wasting time. But yeah, so like basically he wants his masters, which is not gonna fucking happen. The masters are owned by fucking Magic Ninja Entertainment. And just like Twisted, when Twisted left Psychopathic Records, Twisted still was able to keep their name, their image, and their likeness. They just had to blackmail Psychopathic in order to get their masters. So is this a way for you to try to blackmail Magic Ninja Entertainment and try to get 8-Bit Filth back? Sorry, fam, but look at it this way, okay? Regardless as to whether or not Gmo Ski is signed to Magic Ninja Entertainment, they still have no choice but to actually pay him for those albums that he released on Magic Ninja Entertainment. He's still getting paid for. He's still going to get paid for Spirit Bomb. He's still going to get paid for 8-Bit Filth. He's still going to get paid for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's still going to get paid for the fucking, for the residuals on those albums. Probably after, whatever, he'll still get his royalties. He just has to fucking pay back the advance, and he still has to pay back the money that it costed to make that one music video for Charlie and the Filth Factory. I don't know if he's actually paid that up yet or not. Nevertheless, though, he still will be able to get that shit. So basically, what this says to me is Gmo Ski is broke now. Nobody cares about Gmo Ski in the Juggalo community like that anymore. And so, this is just a reach as far as I see it. Dude, you beat the shit out of your woman. Okay, so, is this part of your fucking rehabilitation program for drug and alcohol addiction? I don't know if it was actually drugs, but I know it was alcohol. So, I'm wondering about that shit, fam. All right, so there's that. As far as A and B shit goes, that's the whole other thing. Didn't all this beef start back around 2010 or 2012? I can't remember now. Rumors circulates that the beef didn't fucking start. The public beef didn't start until 2017. But I do believe, if anything, there were cracks in the foundation in 2003 when Twisted was trying to create Magic Records, and their final album that they were going to release on Psychopathic was going to be The Green Book. And then after that, they were going to create Magic Records and split ways and do that other shit. But there was a rift in communication between Twisted and ICP, and his name was Tom Dubb. And after they fired Tom Dubb, because they found out that Tom Dubb was taking money from Psychopathic as a whole. Because, Psychopathic actually ended up talking about Magic Records, and they said that they were going to put down 50% on whatever money that Twisted was willing to put down themselves on the creation of Magic Records. So Twisted was actually, so Psychopathic was actually willing to help out with creating Magic Records. But then after they left this time, they created Magic Ninja Entertainment on their own with the help of George. obviously, and has no ties to ICP whatsoever, other than the fact that Twisted is Twisted. But they claim, as far as I know, their claim was that they decided to part ways with Psychopathic in 2012, I believe, due to the mishandling of the release of Abominations. So they didn't print as many albums as they needed to print in order to have nationwide distribution, and it wasn't advertised properly. Like, there was barely any fucking promotion for Abominations other than certain places online and very few magazines. And so they ended up leaving Psychopathic because of that shit. However, I don't believe that really anybody noticed until about 2015 when they came out with, what was that album? A New Nightmare? Or something like that? Yeah. Like in 2014, 2015, they came out with an album that had no label on it whatsoever, but it was under an LLC. And then after that, they created Magic Ninja Entertainment. Now, I remember this because when I found out about this shit, I made a video on my old YouTube channel, and I was like, this is dope as shit. I can't wait to see what Twisted is willing to do, because now there's two camps. Right? There's two major camps. At the time, I wasn't considering like LSP, SKR, like LLE wasn't a thing at the time. And so, like, I looked at it like, okay, you've got the powerhouse of Psychopathic Records, and then you've got basically the second best fucking group that was on Psychopathic splitting off, creating their own label, and they're going to help out. They're going to do the same thing for other artists that ICP did for Twisted. That's the mindset that I had when I heard that Twisted left the label. Everybody else was pissed. A lot of people were looking at it from selfish thinking. And I just said, dude, fuck that shit. You should actually take a look at it from a bigger, broader picture. And that was the idea, that Twisted could possibly do the same thing. And they kind of did when they did Magic Ninja Entertainment. I'm not going to lie. They kind of did the same shit. Where it was, the Damn Dirty Apes, Intrinsic, Red, Gibby Stites. They kind of did the same shit. It's just unfortunate that it's tainted because, to spite ICP, after ICP fired Otis, they hired Otis, knowing the shit that was going on behind the scenes. At the time, we knew very little. What we did know was that Otis was fucking on his wife with Samantha and knocked up Samantha. And it was like, okay, that's a huge violation of loyalty. So in a way, a lot of us were just like, okay, fine, fuck Otis. And then Twisted fucking hired Otis and put M&E on the label. And so, put A&B on the M&E label. And so it was just like, wow, okay, well, we're starting to see, this isn't even a fucking small crack in the foundation anymore. This is a fault. It's not a crack. It's a fucking fault at this point. And then 3 days later, they denounced the fucking march, but they planned to see us at Juggalo Weekend for the paycheck and maybe another master. So we're like, you know what? No, fuck you. At this point, it's like, fuck you. All the way around. In 4K, fuck you. In all 360 directions. It's like now you're just going out of your way to show the Juggalos how little they actually mean to you. And to be totally honest, like, I agreed with Jump Steady on the fact that they were like, we don't have a problem with any of the newer artists that Magic Ninja Entertainment fucking signs. Right? So they didn't have a problem with Gorilla Voltage. They didn't have a problem with Gmo Ski. They just had a problem with Twisted, Blaze, AB, like ABK, sure, after he left, after his Native Funk distribution deal expired through Psychopathic, and then he moved it over to AMB. No, he ended up moving it over to Emily, my bad, But they were basically like, yeah, fuck Twisted, fuck Blaze, fuck ABK, fuck AMB, fuck Boondocks. Everybody else that's on the label is fine. And they even said they liked Gmo Ski, and then Gmo Ski did the check your resume thing, and it's like, okay, well, apparently it's fuck everybody that's on Magic Ninja as of right now. Like Gmo Ski basically fucking shut the door, trying to act like a goddamn honey badger. So, yeah, with that being said, let's just move on to the next thing, shall we? Let's talk about some news. Yeah, the most boring part of the whole fucking show, and it's the news. We got to start it off with a little bit of this. And it's the fact that the government shutdown has gone down. I'm sure nobody has paid attention to this. Because, like, the idea behind the government shutdown basically is like, okay, they're trying to fucking redo this, this budget bill for our country. And it's so that way the fucking, the budget bill basically, I think it goes on every year. So that way they can figure out what parts of what parts of the government is going to get paid X amount of dollars, that kind of shit. And there's a rift right now between the Republican and Democratic senators over where this bill is going to go. Now, from what I've heard through different fucking sources, is that the Democratic Party they want a $1.5 trillion addition for some things that they want to fucking do involving healthcare. But it already turns out that what they're trying to do is they're trying to give healthcare to the illegal immigrants in this country. And the Republicans do not like this idea because at the same time we have ICE trying to deport illegal immigrants from our country, because that's kind of like their job. But it turns out that that's not the only thing that has been added into the budget over the last 4 years. During the Biden administration, there's been a lot of weird shit that has been added to the budget. Wrong one. So it's like, you got to remember something. If you, as an American, are paying taxes, that right there, that budget, that's where your fucking money is going. I just want you to understand this. And it doesn't matter if it's an individual or if it's a company or if it's Twisted. Anybody who pays taxes, the money is going into what runs this government. And so instead, here's all the other stuff, thanks to Senator John Kennedy, where our fucking money is going. Okay, why are you so quiet? Okay, here we go.
We found that under President Biden, they were spending $3 million for circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia.
What? Imagine the juggalos that fell off the map would now buy a new Lotus album. Honestly, I was listening to the Red album earlier today. I was trying to listen to stuff to try to compile a playlist for myself. Okay, think about that. Listen to this guy again. And I love listening to this guy. This is John Kennedy. He's the Senator Representative. He's the Republican senator for Louisiana. And I love listening to him fucking talk. Like some of the things that he says are absolutely funny. But this is unfortunately none of his quips. He's reading certain things that have been added into the budget during the Biden administration. Now remember, this is your taxpayer money that is being put into this shit. Which any time that they add something new, taxes go up.
We found that under President Biden, they were spending $3 million for circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia.
Circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia. $3 million for that? And in Zambia, that's a fucking country in Africa. Why?
We took that out.
Good.
The Congresswoman says, we're going to shut down government till you put that back in.
So they take that out of the budget, and motherfuckers are like, no, we're going to shut down the government if you don't put that back in. Apparently Zambians need their fucking dicks mutilated. They need it. They wants it. They craves it.
We found $500,000 of American taxpayer money for electric buses in Rwanda.
Another fucking country. Like, look, I understand that there's going to be a rift in this situation. As a matter of fact, I had a huge fucking back and forth conversation with ChatGPT because I was like, look, this is happening. And I'm just trying to understand the perspective of the left because I am right-leaning thinking. I'm trying to look at where things are at when it concerns like the right in terms of budget and money, where it's going, what needs to be spent on. And I am a person that does believe as of right now, because if you look around the fucking country, shit's fucked up everywhere. And you literally have to fucking go out of your way to try to find where shit's fucked up in this country, right? That is the reason why MAGA has done the American First. Wait, what am I doing? Hold on a second. If I'm going to be talking about this, I might as well just fucking wear the goddamn uniform, right? I really need a red one, though. But anyways, so MAGA's just trying to look at this from a fucking financial standpoint and basically being like, why are we giving all of this money to all of these other countries, most of which are not even a part of the fucking UN, and we're not putting that money into our own country? All of this money that Americans are spending shit on, and it's for stuff like this? The fuck? You know, and I'm trying to tell ChatGPT this, and they're like, look, the left basically is a little bit more humanitarian than the right. I'm like, no, look, I get humanitarian, okay, because I do care about people. But here's the thing. Just like, you know how like you hear a lot of these people in our country that's basically saying shit like, you know, you got to focus on your mental health and stuff like that. Think about it in terms like that, right? Where it's like, how in the fuck are you going to be able to fix a broken country when you yourself are broken? The way I look at it is like, look, if you take care of yourself and you heal yourself, you have a much better way of healing other people and at a much faster rate. Define humanitarian, my ass they are. No, what it is like, okay, the left cares a lot about outreach, you know, to other countries and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, look, I get that. I mean, it really doesn't show a whole lot with the way that they're fucking celebrating the death of a fucking good man like Charlie Kirk, getting shot in the fucking neck, and having them psychos actually fucking celebrating that shit. or the shit that's going on in Portland, Oregon, which we will get to, or the stuff that happened in South Texas. Then there's also what the fucking, I don't know. I know that there's like a slow growth of Islamophobia going on because of Dearborn, and I also found out Hamtramck, Michigan, as well. The fact that nobody gave a shit about the fucking tornadoes that happened in the Carolinas, and one of the towns got decimated. The fire of the Pacific Palisades, the fact that where we don't have clean air because Canada burns to the ground, and that's the only way that we can notice. The fact that during the fires in the Pacific Palisades, other states tried to fucking help that shit out. You know what I'm saying? But like they got fucking stopped at the California border, even because like, oh, it's outside help, they need clearance, while California has no water and the Palisades just burn to the fucking ground. There was also that fucking shooting at the there was also that shooting at the fucking Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The shit that I just talked about last week that's happening in Flint and Clio, Michigan, and fucking Grand Blanc, which is all in Genesee County. There's also the fucking trans person that shot up that fucking school. I also just recently heard about some, like, 4 kids at a fucking gas station that got shot, 2 of which are dead. And I don't remember exactly where that's from. You got all sorts of fucked up shit happening in this country. This country needs to heal, and this country needs to be backed financially, and I feel like that a lot of this money needs to stay in this country. We need to heal ourselves. We need to fix ourselves before we can fix anybody else. Otherwise, we're just going to take our problems and we're just going to migrate it over to different countries. Once we become a better, more solid state country, then we could possibly help out, but not until after that fact. That's the reason why we're taking this stuff out of the budget. We're all broke. We're all fucking on the brink of homelessness. We're all paying $15 for a goddamn Big Mac meal when McDonald's is supposed to be the cheaper option, and we're paying more for McDonald's than we could if we were to go to a fucking steakhouse and get an actual steak. We're paying too much fucking money on too much fucking shit. Inflation is through the roof. We're now $37.5 trillion in debt. The Democrats, and this is the funny thing, ChatGPT ends up fucking telling me that the Democrats have a more humanitarian thing and they're willing to fucking take a hit in the budget in order to help out other countries. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like, and they see us as morally bankrupt because we don't want to fucking do that right now. It's like, okay, think about it like this. In the last 30 years, they've been fucking doing that shit and increasing the budget and increasing the debt, which decreases the value of the dollar, making things more expensive, and at the same time, they're not increasing the fucking federal minimum wage. So everything is getting fucking expensive now because the value of the dollar goes down. If we were actually able to keep our money inland, instead of giving it to all of these different countries, not to mention, what the fuck are we paying for circumcisions and vasectomies in a different country anyways for? Don't they have the tools that they need in order to fucking do that shit? Because I'm pretty sure if you watch fucking Roots, they basically did the same shit to change boys into men by fucking cutting off a piece of their fucking dick. Didn't you watch Roots? And they did that with a fucking stick or an arrowhead of some sort. Do they really need anything from us in order to be able to mutilate their fucking testicles? I don't think so. All right, let's see what else. Let's see what good old John's got for us on top of this stuff.
We found $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti.
The fuck? What the fuck? One of these things just doesn't belong here. Like the look on John Kennedy's fucking face, like he is, all of his gabbers are flaccid. He is flabbergasted at this shit. All of his gasters are flabber. Just look at him. Why are we paying $3.5 million for pastry classes and dance classes for prostitutes in Haiti? What the fucking what? Why? All of his gasters are flabbered. Just, I want to know who he's looking at with this look. It's definitely not AOC. AOC is too busy making TikTok videos being like, if you've got a problem with this $1.5 trillion shit that we want, you can come see me in my office. Okay, whatever. Give me a laser pointer so I can point it at fucking AOC's desk and see if she'll fucking try to swat at it. Is that the master of disguise? Yeah. No. The turtle from the Turtle Club also turns out that he had fucking dementia and he's no longer in the House of Representatives. No, this dude's like that southern fucking, he's that southern motherfucker where he's always got like some wise words of wisdom. Is like, so he'll say some shit like, if you try to argue with a fool, then there's two of you. Like shit like that.
I kid you not. I'm not making this up. It was in the budget.
It was in the budget.
President Biden.
Like, dude, fucking President Autopen fucked some shit up with this budget. This is why we needed the Department of Government Efficiency. Oh, as in the one he said, call a crackhead. Yeah, dude, that one. I need to find that because like somebody made a thirst trap type video of him saying this shit where like he'll say some shit and then you hear and then it shows him saying something else. Like just the thirst trap kind of cut. It's fucking funny.
We took it out. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party,
no
says
shit.
We're going to shut down government until you put it back in.
Okay, fine, whatever.
I'll just read you a few more that we took out. They are demanding we put back in. $6 million for media organizations for the Palestinians.
Okay, so that basically says right there that they were pro-Palestinian this entire fucking time. Yeah, so the left is like, fuck the Jews, go Palestine, all that shit.
$833,000 for transgender people in Nepal.
Huh? Okay, I'm looking this up now. Okay. According to Google's AI overview, there are no definitive official figures for Nepal's transgender populations. Estimates vary widely from the official 2021 census count of 2,928 to advocacy groups' estimates of around 900,000 transgender and queer people. The discrepancy is due to significant stigma, fear of outing, lack of awareness, and inconsistent data collection in past censuses that hindered accurate reporting. The 2021, let's see, why is there no exact number? Stigma and fear, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, let's see. Now, I don't know anything about Nepal. Ah, okay. South Asia. Oh, I see where it is now. So Nepal is Kathmandu. Okay, that makes sense. It's basically in between China and India. I see. I don't support either side. They both suck. Now I've heard things here and there that they fucking that the United States during the Biden administration actually sent money to both sides. But yeah, so okay, so we're sending $3.5 million to Nepal for transgender communities.
$6 million for media organizations for the Palestinians.
Okay.
$833,000 for transgender people
Oh, it's just a little. It's 0.8 million.
in Nepal.
Why? Why are we giving $0.8 million to transgender communities in Nepal? That's like, let's see, if there's like 900,000 of them, and we're giving $833,000 to them for that, that's less than $1. Is this a fucking care package where for 2 cents a day you can feed a transgender person starving in Kathmandu? I will remember you. Or actually, no. In the arms of the angels. Yeah, see, like, we need a... Is there, like, a commercial for transgender people in Nepal done by Sarah McLachlan and being like, for 50 cents a day, you can feed a transgender person for 1 day in Nepal? Like, are we... is there something like that? And then it's like her fucking petting a German shepherd while she's talking about the situation.
$300,000 for a pride parade in Lesotho.
What the fuck is a Lesotho? Where are these countries? Dude, Kennedy, that's a fucking... I'm pretty sure you just made up that word. That's a made-up word. Oh, it's another country in South Africa. It is... Where in South... okay, yeah. Landlocked country in Southern Africa. Hold on.
$833,000 for transgender people in Nepal. $300,000 for a pride parade in Lesotho. $882,000 for social media mentorship in Serbia.
Serbia. Okay, country in the Balkans. All right, let's see where on the map. Yeah. So, yeah, Serbia, right around Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria. Yeah, it's in the Balkans. Yep. So, yeah, it sits right next to fucking Bosnia. There's Kosovo, Montenegro. Yeah. Sounds like little Nepotiz wrote this stuff into the budget. Those who know what I mean. I know. I hear you. Dude, this list of shit that they fucking added makes no goddamn sense. It sounds like the agenda was getting pushed. You know what I'm saying?
$4.2 million. We took it out. The Congresswoman and the socialist wing of their party says we got to put that back in for the open government. $4.2 million for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people in the Western Balkans and Uganda.
Fucking $4.2 million for the LGBTQI plus community in the Balkans. And Uganda, they said. Fucking why? Like, none of this fucking makes any goddamn sense. So yeah, basically $4.2 million goes to like Serbia, Kosovo, Montenegro, Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Bosnia, Croatia, Albania, and Uganda. Why are all of these countries getting why are all like and don't get me wrong, cuz like I have no problem with the LGBs and some T's I have no problem with. But you notice that this list of all of the stuff that they're fucking putting out there, they're all fucking for these these purposes in different countries. And I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, why? And for what fucking purpose? What fucking purpose is $4.2 million for the to be sent over to the Balkans? And it's like, keep this in mind, dude. We're paying for this. The American citizens as a whole are fucking paying for this. I don't want to pay for this. Like, I want to pay just enough money to be able to keep the government in our country fucking running. That's all I fucking care about.
I could spend the rest of the afternoon here. We took all that out. It upset Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. It upset the socialist wing of her party. And now that wing of her party and the Congresswoman are threatening all other Democrats and saying, you've got to shut that government down until we get what we want. And part of what they want is to add this kind of stuff back into the bill. And that's what this fight is all about.
Yeah. That's fucking unfortunate, you know? Like, they make it seem like it's all for roads and schools. It's such bullshit. Yeah, bro. Like, how in the fuck? It's like, what? Are you just... $4.2 million that... Sure, I'm sure that could go to the Balkans if they need to fix the goddamn roads. But guess what? Here in America, we need to fix the goddamn roads. As a matter of fact, our governor here in Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, her whole campaign wrapped around fix the damn roads. And guess what? That's barely happened. We don't have a good goddamn road. They patched this shit. As a matter of fact, there one guy that I fucking watch on TikTok, his name is Sup America. He lives in Indiana, and there are sections of Indianapolis where the roads are so fucking broken and torn up that it's literally just dust. Like shrapnel. Fucking concrete shrapnel that he's driving over. And it's like, gee, no wonder why we have to spend so much money on fucking fixing our suspension on the fucking car. And shit, car repairs have fucking gone up 15%, according to some people, in the last month. Not the last couple of years, the last fucking month. We've got roads that need to be fixed. We've got highways that need to be redone. We've got fucking bridges that need to be remade. And yet we're giving $4.2 fucking million to other countries that they originally probably try to make it sound like that that's where our money's going for roads and trying to fix their fucking shit and stuff like that. Meanwhile, we're suffering. We've got a whole bunch of fucking people that are broke and homeless. And it's bad. It's real fucking bad. Like, I'm pretty sure that not a single one of us, whether it's me or you motherfuckers in the chat or you motherfuckers that are lurking and hating on every single goddamn word that I say, you can't tell me that any area that you live in is picture perfect and you don't have homeless people on the fucking sidewalk. I actually drove by a few of them on the way home from work. On the way home from dropping my son off at his house tonight. There's like 2 people fucking sleeping on the same bench. Motherfuckers that are sleeping under bridges. There is a shanty town in what was supposed to be a park downtown for kids, overrun with homeless people. I don't know what's worse, the fact that they took over this fucking park downtown that's designed for children, or the fact that the reason why they moved to that one is because the park they used to live at was a Marine memorial that no matter how fucking fast you could drive past that motherfucker, you could still smell the urine in the street. They used to fucking hang out there. And then they were told that they are not allowed to fucking hang out around the fucking memorial anymore, so they moved to that park. Tents all over the motherfucking place. If you've seen videos of what it's like in downtown San Diego, LA, and other fucking SoCal cities, shanty towns. Oh god, yeah, dude, you could smell the ammonia. I'm pretty sure I caught Hep C smelling homeless people's urine. Like, there's so many fucking problems that are in this country, and none of the money that we're putting into it is fixing the problems or clearing up the budget. Instead, they keep on fucking getting constant bailouts. They constantly are asking the Treasury for more money. Like I said, the more money that they fucking print, the less it's worth. That's the reason why the American penny is actually worth more than itself. Like, it costs more money to make a penny than it does to value the penny. It costs 3 cents per penny to make a fucking penny. It didn't used to be like this. And it's because of all of this shit. Now, that's one of 2 things that's happening. This is dumbass fucking spending from the Democratic Party because they want to be an outreach program. Or it's money that they're fucking shoveling into offshore bank accounts to pay themselves. And nothing's getting done in these countries. Because these are some retarded ass fucking reasons for why X amount of money, $0.8 million, $1.5 million, $4.2 million going to different fucking countries in order to help their fucking problems. Then they ceased the production of pennies. Yeah, they stopped printing pennies. They stopped minting pennies because it costs more to make the penny than what the penny is actually worth. And so, like, some states actually, like, if you have a fucking penny or something like that, they basically, they just, you know, like, I think it's like some countries don't even have pennies anymore, so even though everything does, the price still ends in 9. However, they round up to the nearest 5 cents. I was derped out for a minute. I know I was at my dispensary and looked up and saw on the screen some shit about pennies ceasing to be produced. Yeah, Trump said that they're no longer going to be producing pennies because it costs too much money to produce pennies. It costs 3 cents to print a penny. A penny is worth 1 cent. So instead, we can just keep circulating the same fucking pennies over and over and over again, you know? Even though there's supposed to be like some specific expiration date on certain amounts of money, you can't, I mean, right now, yeah, I agree with you, Illegal. As of right now, yeah, fuck a penny. A penny ain't worth shit. But then again, $50 ain't worth shit. $20 ain't worth shit. Gross ass coins. Dude, I remember when having a fucking handful of change in my pocket could actually get me fed. You know, that, like, and that's the whole point that I'm trying to make. Right now, our country is in such a fucking financial crisis. Nobody in my generation and Gen Z is currently able to afford a fucking home. Home median is almost $500,000 as of right now in this country. I mean, no one even uses cash anymore, never mind change. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're right with that. I don't use cash at all. You like my hat? Yeah. Well, I decided to put the hat on for the sake of the segment. Because I'm not in Juggalo mode right now. I'm in fucking Trump mode. But yeah, like crypto is a thing. Debit cards are a thing. Like literally, like I learned really quick when I first became a fucking Uber driver that I was not going to fucking carry cash anymore. And any cash that I get, I would either A, immediately spend it, or B, put it in the bank as soon as I can. And the reason is this. Too many fucking homeless people would approach me during the night shift when I was driving for Uber and try to give me some sort of a sob story. And I can't lie to these fucking people. I can't lie and tell them I don't have cash on me when I in fact do. So just to alleviate that, everything that I have, I no longer carry cash. Everything is debit. Everything I have is fucking debit. Now, I know that some people say don't trust that. You know, I haven't had a problem with it. No one's fucking taken my fucking money. So, yeah, there's that. I have, like, sometimes now that I'm doing Grubhub full time, sometimes I'll get a fucking cash tip. I just put it in my fucking armrest, and I just leave it there. I forget that I put it in there. I don't even know how much money I have in that fucking armrest right now. Half the time, dude, I don't even fucking carry my cards on me because all the cards that I need, I have saved on my phone. And the only way that you can get access to that shit is with my thumbprint. So, I don't have to fucking worry about that. Now, aside from all of that other stuff that I showed you, we're going to get back on this. So, oops, wrong one. So aside from all of the stuff that I showed you that John Kennedy fucking read, apparently $1.5 trillion is supposed to go into healthcare for illegal immigrants. Now, what I find funny about this shit is that came out, and then immediately the fucking Democrat community tried to lie about it. I actually saw an interview with Maxine Waters, and Maxine Waters, you know, the person who was interviewing her ended up asking, are you trying to get free health care for illegal immigrants? And she's like, we're trying to get free health care for everybody. And then she's like, so that includes the illegal immigrants, right? And she goes, you know what? I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me say divisive things. She fucking went off on this reporter. And it's like, no, look, the way that you're acting literally just says yes without saying yes. Tell me you're trying to give free health care to illegal immigrants without telling me that you're trying to give free health care to illegal immigrants. Now, the wording on this is what's important, because any Democrat that is being asked about this, they always say the same thing. We're trying to get free health. We're trying to give health care to everybody. Everybody, right? That's the key word. Everybody. Well, we already know that we have a bunch of illegal immigrants in this country. And granted, some of them are actually getting deported, except for the Venezuelans, at least or the Hondurans, one of those two, or the El Salvadorians. One of those three. Anyways, you know, like fucking alligator Alcatraz, you know what I'm saying? So, fucking ended up, by the way, finding out that the Supreme Court actually overruled the judge on what was being said. So now no one can use that same fucking argument, because now this case between, I think, what was it, New York City and some New York City Democratic judge and Donald Trump won the fucking case. So now all of those illegal immigrants that have been held up in alligator Alcatraz are going home. But anyways, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Don't give them that money, but give them just enough to fucking give the health care to the illegal immigrants, right? And they're getting deported anyways. So once they get deported back to the fucking country with extreme fucking prejudice, because we're not doing the soft catch and release like Biden did, once they leave the fucking country, we get our fucking money back, because that's one less person that we have to fucking worry about getting the health care. But then again, I'm probably wrong about that. The funny thing though is that they keep on denying this shit, and they keep trying to say that it's for everybody. And then they try to throw in this shit that if they don't do it, then our health insurance is going to go up. Well, our health insurance is already useless anyways, so what's the fucking problem? Like, there's so many fucking people that I've heard stories about that have tried to use their fucking health care and their health coverage and their healthcare providers have gone out of their way. They have jumped over the fucking shark in order to try to fuck these people into not being able to cover whatever ailments that they have. So what the fuck is the point in having health insurance if the health insurance companies are going to continue to fuck us? You might as well just not have health insurance, because 90% of the time, health insurance providers aren't doing shit. So you better have at least $10,000 set to the side for in case you stub your toe and have to go to triage. But it seems to me that this government shutdown has been happening, and I think we're now at what, day 4, day 5, something like that, as of right now. They shut down the government as of midnight on Monday. And since then, well, I've been seeing a little bit of entertainment on social media, thanks to Donald Trump.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know? At least for a while, until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
So, the original video basically was Chuck Schumer, who for the life of me can't seem to fucking keep his glasses on his head, and Hakeem Jeffries, and they were talking about the government shutdown and everything. Now, since then, the fucking Democrat Party has made these videos. Like, I saw this one where this woman was walking around trying to find Republicans, and not a single Republican is in sight. Then there was this other video I saw where you hear Chuck Schumer talking to somebody else who's like in the dark, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're here, but the Republicans turned the lights off." They're basically blaming the Republican Party for this shutdown because the Republican Party refuses to negotiate with the Democrats. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that they realized, one, you can't under any circumstances negotiate with crazy. Because these people are fucking insane. How in the hell are you supposed to be able to negotiate with people who belong in a rubber room with the funny jacket? Not to mention, if the Republicans aren't showing up at work, it might mean because they're taking a stand. And yes, there are going to be a bunch of government people who are going to get fired. Some of them are going to get furloughed. But back to that. So originally it was just a screenshot that Trump took, and originally he just put the mustache and the sombrero on Hakeem Jeffries. And then somebody else took that, put it through AI, added the mariachi music, and made Chuck Schumer say that shit. So the next day, Hakeem Jeffries goes on CNN and ends up fucking saying that bigotry is not going to fucking get them anywhere. The White House responded.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
Now, you know the beauty of this is, though, is that they're trying to say it's racist. Hakeem Jeffries isn't fucking Mexican. Okay, and before anybody gets the wrong idea, I'm going to tell you this. I've gone through a lot of these fucking videos that have been making fun of this shit, and in the comments, there are so many fucking people that are like, as a Mexican American, I find this incredibly funny. LMFAO type shit. They, like, the Mexican Americans are actually thinking this is fucking funny. So, realistically, the only people who don't find this funny are the woke left and guilty white liberals. Wait, what the hell? Oh yeah, I think I've seen this before. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely downloading that. I'll play that after this. Yeah, it's and it's hilarious to me because, like, there have been posts of shit like that talking about the fact that it's mostly the fucking guilty white women, you know, white women with fucking white guilt that are on the left that are defending minorities, and their reasoning for that is like, well, who else is going to defend them? I don't know, them? Why do you feel like you're the one who's appointed? Or are you saying this shit, and I've actually seen, like, some people basically saying, oh, you don't understand how offensive this is, so I will speak on your behalf. Okay, with you and your fucking fat ass rainbow blue hair and shit like that, trying to fucking be on the fucking soapbox and speak in turn of the fucking minorities. When you're white, you don't understand what they go through as fucking minorities. Anyways, yeah, so Megyn Kelly actually ended up fucking getting into this as well.
Instead, they're doing cat memes, like Tom points out. We should show it just so people can see.
Yeah, so if you've ever gone on Instagram and you've seen a Kitty Explains video, that's what the fucking Democrats did to combat this second meme. So the Democrats are trying to get into the meme game as well.
This is the Democrats fighting back. This is supposed to reflect, I guess, some level of swagger. It's SOT 18.
Dude, you're a snack. I'm just going to say that, Megyn Kelly. Anyways.
Republican and Democrat kitties cannot agree on what should be funded.
Okay, the only thing that's funny about this is the fact that the Republican kitty has a suit and tie on and Trump's hair. But they should have made the Republican kitty a little bit more orange. Meanwhile, Democrat kitty is buck-ass nude.
Democrat kitties want you to have health care. Republican kitties do not. Republican kitties control the Senate, House, and the White House, so they're using that to cut your health care and give money to billionaires.
How are they going to put an evil laugh on the cat?
To have health care. Republican kitties do not. Republican kitties control the Senate, House, and the White House, so they're using that to cut your health care and give money to billionaires. Democrat kitty tries to negotiate, but Republican kitty keeps running away. He has a vacation to get to. Uh-oh. Suddenly the money you pay for your health insurance has tripled.
Oh, really? Okay, so let me tell you this. You want to know how much money I put down on health care? 0. So it is so that has tripled to 0.
Thanks, Republicans.
Oh, my God. And then the Republicans' response was simply one picture of the Democrat kitty with a sombrero, mustache, And the little, what are they called? What are that little instrument that you shake? Maraca. It's a maraca, yeah. Little maracas.
And that's it. People online are for certain sure that whoever is making this is got to be Barron Trump and all of his college buddies, because Barron's in college now. You know, you remember who that is? I like my suitcase is in college. And so he's probably getting stoned with all of his college friends, making these memes with AI shit and just posting them. But it's just, it basically, it's to this point, I downloaded that fucking photo, and anytime I'm scrolling through on TikTok and I see Democrats in the chat, I just respond with this. Like, anytime I see a Democrat fucking complain about something or try to make fun of the Republicans and shit, I just post that picture. Like, there was one person I saw on TikTok, and then they fucking bragged about the fact, dude, and it does. It kind of does, actually, because, you know, it's so fucking racist. It's like, fuck you. All right, yeah, go ahead and say I'm racist against Mexicans. Yeah, because I'm racist against my own fucking kids. They're fucking part Mexican. Fuck you. Anyways, so, and they like Trump too. As a matter of fact, a lot of my Mexican friends really like Trump. A cat with a hat and a mustache. Yeah, it does. I think it's the maracas. Democrato gato. I don't know. That's some Spanglish shit right there. I don't know Spanish. Your ex-wife is Hispanic? Same here. My ex-wife is Hispanic too. But anyways, yeah, so like somebody said something on TikTok, and then I can't remember exactly what it was, but what I remember is in the comments somebody was just like bragging about the fact that they're going to watch Bad Bunny during the Super Bowl halftime show, because it recently has come out that Bad Bunny is going to be performing at the halftime show, the Super Bowl, even though he had claimed that he refused to do any shows in the United States as long as ICE is around, because he's afraid that some of his fucking fans are going to get deported. Okay. So that's the case, but you're going to fucking perform at the fucking Super Bowl? And on top of that, you're going to be like, I don't know. Like, the funny thing is, it's like somebody ends up bragging about that. So I'm like, cool story, bro. And then I post the kitty. I post Democrat kitty. Anybody who wants that fucking photo, I'll be happy to fucking send it to you. So that way you can do the same thing. Because, yeah, people will get triggered by that. Haven't heard a goddamn response from the person that was, like, bragging about Bad Bunny being at the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I heard rumor that Bad Bunny is now no longer going to be doing the Super Bowl. Okay. So, like, another thing too is that somebody ended up also, I think it might have been somebody on the left, like, claiming that ICE would try to deport Bad Bunny. I heard somebody saying something about Bad Bunny running the risk of getting deported. Motherfucker's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rico is an American territory. So he's going to get what? Deported back to fucking Puerto Rico? He's an American citizen. I got downvoted so hard on a post the other day for just showing someone non-W tearing apart a gas station. It'd just be like that. I don't know, dude. Like, the fucking world has gone absolutely retarded. As a matter of fact, we got to talk about this Portland situation, and I'm starting it off with talking about this. Like, I came across this today, and it's another person that I watch regularly on fucking TikTok, named Older Millennial, and he's talking about talking a little bit about the situation going on in Portland right now.
Do y'all recognize that most of the arguments coming from the left in this country are centered around the idea of how dare you arrest people for breaking the law?
Yeah. Isn't that some interesting shit? Actual evidence that we're the bad guys? I downvote this man. Right. That's exactly what he's saying, Chronic.
Like, that's a crazy thing to base your arguments around. But it's what the left is doing. Like, their arguments in favor of illegal immigrants. Like, that's centered around the idea of how dare you arrest people for breaking our law. People getting arrested in Portland. Like, the basis of the protest is how dare you arrest people for breaking the law and entering our country illegally, or overstaying your visa, which is also illegal. And then they commit additional crimes by assaulting people and destroying property, which is also against the law.
I would love to hear the left make this make sense, but I'm not fluent in retarded.
And then their argument is, how dare you arrest those people? Most of the arguments from the left are just being angry that people are being arrested when they commit crimes. That's insane. Like, I mean, like, I just don't get how you can base your entire argument around that. How the basis
like, you
of
can
everything you want to argue about is
his fucking frustration.
Why are we getting arrested? Well, we did break the law, but we shouldn't be arrested. Like, that's a weird argument.
Yeah, and this was another argument that I also had with ChatGPT, where I was basically explaining that one of the other issues on the left is like, okay, look, we already know, like, I don't understand, like, they try to say, like, it's inhumane, the way that we're doing it. Maybe it's not the fact that we're doing it, but it's the way that we're doing it. But here's the thing about that. If you aren't going to enforce the fucking law, like, I look at it like this. I drive around for a living, right? I deliver food. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten cut off, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen illegal traffic. I can't tell you how many times I've done illegal fucking traffic shit, right? But, in my defense, log trucks. If you're a millennial, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But, like, I have actually seen people fucking violate traffic laws and, like, blatantly fucking run red lights. And I just look at that and I'm just like, okay, I guess, what are rules? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are rules? What are laws? Are laws supposed to be put in place to make sure that there's checks and balances that go on in this fucking country? Or are they just suggestions? And so, like, I look at it like this. Seeing what, and hearing what OM just fucking said, it's basically the people in Portland are protesting the fact that people come into this country illegally, which is against the law, and they get arrested and taken back to their fucking country because they broke the law, and some of them broke the law getting here, broke the law getting in here, and continue to break the law while they're in here. And those are the ones that need to go first, especially the dangerous psychotic ones. And so, like, the people in Portland have been protesting for the last 100+ days over that shit. Over the fact that ICE is going from city to city, finding and rounding up illegal immigrants and fucking taking them back to their country. That's what this country's fucking done for a while. There's a reason why there are borders on a country. Without borders, you have no fucking country. Not to mention, and I argue with ChatGPT about this, the fact that people are coming in here. They're taking jobs from American citizens. And the funny thing is, some Democrats have actually tried to argue with that and be like, well, who else is going to do these jobs for $5 an hour under the table? Why do they have to be why do they have to be $5 an hour, and why do they have to be under the table? I don't know if you realize this, but that actually creates a detriment for said fucking company. I've also heard arguments basically saying, okay, well, we need illegal immigrants in this country because if we give the actual job to an actual American citizen, then they actually have to get paid, and that money actually has to get taxed, and then that money, like the extra money that is being paid that's not under the table, is going to end up jacking the prices up for, say, orange juice or apple juice or grape juice or wine or whatever consumable has something to do with the fruit that's being picked by the illegal Mexicans. Well, yeah, I'd rather pay more than and make sure that things are legitimized. But at the same time, that doesn't say anything about anybody except for the company that allowed this to happen in the first place. That really just shows that the company is at fault because they are the ones knowingly hiring illegal immigrants, paying them under the table, so that way that money does not get taxed. They're paying them less than minimum wage, which is also illegal. The company is the one that's at fault here, knowingly doing this shit. You know, to me, I feel like that it would make more sense. Not to mention, to answer your question, if you take all of the illegal immigrants out of the country that are working these jobs under the table, who are you going to get to pay to work these jobs? I don't know. The homeless? The ones that actually need it? That might be a fucking helpful thing. I mean, basically, a lot of the stuff financially really needs to work on honesty. And there's a lot of dishonest motherfuckers in this country. You remember how a couple of months ago they ended up having an ICE raid at a Coca-Cola factory? And there were a bunch of people that ended up getting arrested and deported. I agree, everything started going to shit when people started using the negative algorithm for their content. Well, here's the thing. That was another thing that I actually looked up too. You know, I'm going to go back on a full screen for this. So that was actually something that I saw as well. And it turns out that more people are prone to watch negative content, and that's what the algorithm has picked up. That's why everything that we see is negative shit. But it also has to do with the fact that there have been experiments that have been done on social media, especially on Facebook. This actually got discovered, where the algorithm could actually tell the tone of what it is that you were fucking typing out. This is before AI. So, like, they ended up, the algorithm actually was able to figure out what negative or positive aspects of things were being fucking said, and they purposefully shadow banned the positive comments and the positive fucking posts and kept it so that way Americans could only see the negative shit, and just to see how fast negative emotions reached from one person to the next. And now it's out of control. AI has picked it up. The algorithms have picked it up. The algorithm now focuses more on negative shit than positive shit. So it's like, chances are pretty good. There's a reason why I don't get as many fucking views as I used to. But then again, I also have a lot of, you know, like the algorithm picks up on the more stuff that you put out, the more prominent your channel is. And that means that they're going to push you out more. And the more they push you out, the more people are going to view it. And the more people that view it, the more they're going to push it out. And it's like with me on a channel where I only do like one show a week, You know, like, obviously I'm going to stay stagnant because I'm not adhering to the fucking algorithm. The only reason why I can get as many fucking viewers is because I have as many dedicated motherfuckers. Or people that are just trying to look for random juggalo shit and just happen to fucking come across me. But then again, I purposefully push people out of my fucking shit, especially with wearing stuff like my Trump hat. I purposefully push people out of the way. I self-sabotage my own channel, and I do it on purpose. But then again, I have a different way of looking at things than a lot of other people. Now, with that being said, Portland is fucked up. Oh. Here you go.
Anti-ICE rioters continuing their siege in Portland, Oregon, an immigration facility there. This was last night. Officials say this has been going on nearly every single night for the last 100 nights. Conservative journalist Nick Sortor
There's a lot of bleeps.
was in Portland on Wednesday night and saw things spiraling.
Now, I find this interesting because, like, it was at that moment they realized they're not on the internet now. They can't fucking talk too much shit about ICE and get away with it at this point.
This is America. This is America. This is America. This is America.
The fuck?
Yeah, they put those words on their signs, too.
Okay.
So classy. Here's what Nick posted on X. Degenerates outside the ICE facility in Portland surround me and promise to F my effing mouth open, whatever that means. I have a feeling it's going to be a long weekend out here. Please send in the guard, President Trump.
Yeah, like, literally. And the funny thing is, like, everybody keeps on, like, you hear, like, the fucking governor of Illinois and the mayor of Chicago fucking trying to convince the world that everything is fine in Chicago. Meanwhile, on social media, you got people that are coming from Southside Chicago saying, dude, it's a fucking war zone over here. You got Gavin Newsom that's trying to say the city, like all of our major cities in California are fine. And then, you know, he tries to fucking meme the president. And he's like trying to, and like I said last week, you know, he like he's trying to sign that fucking that deal where if ICE tries to come in, then they have to take their masks off and show identification and all that other shit, which, as I stated before, they're a federal agency and state law does not fucking touch federal law or federal agencies. So good try on that one. Pick up the L. That's your I, Gavin. Meanwhile, the Pacific Palisades are burning to the fucking ground. People are fucking homeless. The fucking shit is a war zone. And then you got Portland, Oregon here, where for the last 100 nights, people have been coming out protesting this shit, and the fucking the fucking city and state officials aren't doing anything in retaliation to what the hell's going on. And then ICE comes in and they try to combat ICE. Not sure if that's the state officials or if it's the fucking Antifa protesters, but it's like, what the fuck is going on? It's like this is what happens when you don't tell your child no, and then when they grow up to be an adult and you tell them no then they have like a complete public fucking meltdown. Portland!
Well, last night was indeed a long one for Nick Sortor. He says when he returned and began filming, he was surrounded by rioters who pushed him and started throwing punches. He said he tried to disengage and sought refuge near local police, but they arrested him.
It wasn't stolen, it was bought.
He and two other rioters were charged with disorderly conduct. Let's go to Bill Maluzhin, who is in Portland right now. And look, Bill, I know you caught up with Nick Sortor after his release this morning. What did he tell you?
Yeah, Harris, good afternoon to you. We did talk to Nick pretty much minutes after he was released from jail this morning. So we asked him what went down last night. What he told us is he was out here filming protesters as they were getting maced by federal agents. And he said it was a little embarrassing for the protesters because they were shrieking and crying about having the mace in their eyes. So they didn't like being recorded. So they kind of chased him down the street a little bit, then surrounded him and pushed him down into a flower bed. He says they then punched and assaulted him, and he tried to defend himself.
Like, there was actually another video that I saw at some point. Oh, look at that. Yeah, represent, motherfucker. Anyways, so, like, there was this other video that I saw where one of the protesters in Portland was literally fucking getting in people's faces and acting a fool, being annoying, hitting motherfuckers, and then they fucking... Like, so what ends up happening is the lady fucking got maced, and fucking she continued to try to accost these people, and eventually ended up getting arrested and saying, "You maced me, you're fucking evil." Like, dude, you were trying to hit the people who were in opposition of you to try to get them to hit you back so you could still be the victim. Like, are you serious? Yeah, shit got real at work, but I'm done now. Oh, all right. So this is funny as hell because Nick Sorter's here telling this lady, this is America. She's like, I don't give a fuck.
Go listen.
Oh, and by the way, if the argument ends up being, you know, we're all on stolen land, okay, well then, you know, if that's the case, you living here, you're complicit of the same fucking crime. So there you go. Hell yeah, I'm pro-ICE. Fucking, I'm, like, the way I look at it, it's like, okay, look, if they're not supposed to be here, then they're not supposed to be here. You go, you know, like, you cut in line at the drinking fountain, you go back to the fucking back of the line. And yes, I understand the humanitarian side of it is that they're looking for solace because their country's shit. But at the same time, they come over here not knowing the culture, not knowing how things are run around here, and they try to run their shit the exact same way that they did in their fucking country. It doesn't really fucking work like that.
So they threw multiple punches at me. They broke my camera by hitting that. So I was on the ground at that point. I tried to swing. I missed. I saw the opportunity to get up and get away. And that's when I went over to the police officers, which I thought, you know, maybe they'd help me. But no, instead they threw me in handcuffs. This is going to backfire on them tremendously. It already is, okay? People knew that something out here stunk and that it was corrupt and that the police they take the side of the violent criminals that are here every single day, assaulting ICE officers, assaulting journalists. And then a reporter comes and, you know, tries to...
You know what I find interesting about that is the fact that fucking, so these protesters, for the most part, like, apparently they're all, you know, or most of them have something to do with Antifa. And the funniest thing about the argument is that people who are against Antifa, people are like, oh, so you like fascism? No. I just don't believe that you should be fascists claiming to fight fascism. Antifa as a whole is contradictory in and of itself. Because people have come in and they're basically convincing the other members that it goes beyond the Malcolm X level of by all means necessary. So, and that's just based off of what I've seen with my own fucking eyes. Well, yeah, that ends up becoming a fucking perpetual loop in and of itself, Ninja with a Pencil. Because the reason why certain people aren't making babies like they used to is because they don't want to raise a child in a culture that is so fucking violent or stupid or anything like that. But at the same time, it's those people that are making these decisions that are allowing people to come in that make motherfuckers more violent and stupid. Not to mention, I did my fair share 3 times. I fucking did. So I'm in the good. Now, here's the funny thing, too. Like I was saying, Antifa, in their mind, in Antifa's mind, fucking, they are fighting for freedom of speech, and, you know, they're all about their First Amendment rights. Well, if that's the case, then why are you beating the shit out of journalists? Isn't that, I don't know, a violation of freedom of the press that's embedded in the First Amendment?
Embed deep within the chaos that's going in out here, and he's the one that gets arrested?
Right. Yeah, so the cops also violated the First Amendment by by violating freedom of the press. Now, some people also try to say that Nick Sorter isn't a fucking journalist. He's just some online figure or whatever the fuck. Technically, I'd say he is.
And Nick went on to say he got a personal phone call from Attorney General Pam Bondi informing him that DOJ is launching a full investigation into the Portland Police Bureau in relation to his arrest out here last night. But it doesn't stop there. DHS also giving their reaction to this, announcing that as a result of this arrest, DHS is going to be surging CBP and ICE here to Portland. And the city of Portland was already unhappy with how much ICE was out here in the first place.
So now they're going to give more?
In the context that the National Guard is being deployed out here. They just haven't shown up yet, guys.
Oh, shit.
You know, he's really fortunate. He wasn't hurt in all of that. When you talk about the property damage that he suffered, and now the feds are looking into it. Film Illusion, great reporting as always. Thank you. Look, Griff, you've been on the story of ICE detention centers being protested, and you've seen some of this. You were in Illinois.
Oh, shit.
Well, look, let's...
Okay, so there is that. Now, there was another fucking piece that I found that I need to come across here. Like, my mouse is fucking being constricting. All right, so here's another one that I found, which is, it's called Gunman Holds ICE Reporter at Gunpoint. And with the quote, "You want to be Kirk Jr." Now, this guy I saw, like, it's basically, I think somebody was live on TikTok when this was going down.
All right, let's get another perspective from on the ground. Let's bring in independent journalist Nick Shirley, who's been out there in front of that ICE facility many, many nights.
Okay,
Nick,
I've
thank
seen
you
this
for
guy.
being with us. And I wanted to start off this segment with something that I think is going to shock a lot of our viewers. I watched this on social media the other day. This is you being confronted by an agitator out in front of that ICE building who threatens you with violence. Listen here.
What are you doing? Why are you so mad? I didn't do anything.
I saw this.
What did I do?
Walk.
I haven't done anything.
Walk. Do not come back.
Watch out.
You come back, I'm gonna smoke you, dude.
What? Okay, so once again, somebody is basically threatening murder on somebody just for trying to capture coverage of what's going on in Portland. Right now, Portland is the big fucking issue. And it's like, if you don't want to fucking have people up on you, don't make a spectacle of yourself. And then the dude threatens to shoot the motherfucker. I'll smoke you. Okay. The fuck, dude? Like, using fear-mongering and scare tactics to manipulate your situation and try to push people out of you. Like, dude, you're not helping your cause. Like, this is a bunch of angry fucking Gen Z kids who don't even really know what they're fucking angry about, and the stuff that they might know about why they're angry is misleading and misconstrued. And this has all been pointed out. Yeah, this is all too factual to ignore at this point. I agree. And what's fucked up is, like, there's still people who are going to see this shit for what it is, and they're either going to celebrate it or deny that it's happening.
Really?
Yes, really. I'm
Why?
gonna smash that camera.
You have DHS watching you right there, lasered on you. You have a sniper lasered on you right now.
He don't give a fuck about possibly running the risk of getting shot. Yeah, it doesn't help that people are stoking the fire. I agree. I mean, take a look at the Charlie Kirk situation. When people fucking like people fucking celebrated in the fact that this dude got fucking shot. You know, people celebrated in the fact that Charlie Kirk was murdered. And I covered that shit too. It really shows how fucking gone, how far gone a lot of people in our country have become.
So he said that he is going to smoke you if you don't get out of there, and then it looked like DHS snipers came to your rescue. They zeroed in on him and lit him up with one of their lasers. That's what eventually got him to back down. But for
no,
people
he said
who
he
say
didn't
that
give
there's
a
not
fuck.
violence going on in front of these facilities, what do you say?
It's a complete lie. There's lots of violence going on. That's just one of the many threats I got that night. And when I was walking back to my car, another person pulled out their gun and threatened me, saying, "You want to be Kirk Jr.?" I mean, these people are very dangerous, and they're unhinged. Just the other night, a woman got beat up. She got punched in the face out there, and you're seeing it. These people they think they can get away with anything. They've been out there for over 100
I
days,
saw that video.
Yelling, screaming, terrorizing, and the police are nowhere to be seen, and the ICE and the ICE are all on their own out there.
Yeah, I do. I don't watch conservative Juggalo podcast. Fuck that guy. Anyways, yeah. So like hold on.
I mean, these people are very dangerous, and they're unhinged. Just the other night, a woman got beat up.
So
she got punched in the
come
face.
On, clear up. Okay, so this guy that they're detaining in this still shot right here, like they carried him in. I don't care. But anyways, yeah. So like I fucking saw the video of this guy, the aftermath after this dude got detained in the fucking still shot. So the aftermath of this, I see this guy in a chair, literally fucking shaking, scared out of his mind. I find that to be hilarious. Because it's like at that moment, that's when that dude realized he's not on the internet. He's not free behind, he doesn't have that freedom of anonymity behind a fucking computer screen or his phone. He's in a real world situation with real world consequences. And he's stuck in a chair, scared out of his fucking mind. And in a way, I'm looking at that shit and I'm like, I kind of have to fucking giggle at this shit. Because apparently this is the world we live in now. Where it's a bunch of fucking kids that think that they can do whatever they want because their parents never told them no. And now that they're being told no, they're having meltdowns. And then this shit fucking happens. And then when they realize real quick that there are real world consequences for their actions of doing stupid shit like what they're doing in Portland, Oregon, that's a wake-up call for them. And it's funny too because like all of the other guards and shit are just ignoring him, talking amongst each other, and you can hear giggling in the fucking background. They're like making jokes and stuff like that about non-related issues, but still it's like it shows this dude and he's like cowered up on the chair, literally fucking shaking in fear of what might possibly happen. The narrative is a moneymaker and it won't end anytime soon. Peaceful fucking yeah, no shit, Thug. No shit, Onstead.
Out there, and you're seeing it. These people they think they can get away with anything. They've been out there for over 100 days, yelling, screaming, terrorizing, and the police are nowhere to be seen.
Fuck.
The ICE and the ICE are all on their own out there.
Yeah. You know, we heard that ERO officer that Bill Malugin was talking to a moment ago saying that Portland police aren't responding. I don't know if this is the woman to whom you were referring just a moment ago, but another reporter was out there, and she says that she got assaulted. Listen to her story.
Yep.
Last night I got assaulted and I immediately ran to a Portland police officer, hunted down the suspect, chased her through the streets. Portland police refused to come in and make an arrest. Imagine my anger when I go online.
Dude, look at the shiner on that woman. Like Tim Pool said, they think it's a game. Yeah, dude, I've seen Tim Pool up on my FYP every now and again, and I'm with Tim Pool on this one. Like, I really need to start watching his shit more often on fucking YouTube, though. it feels scripted. Like, who is paying these crazy people, or are they sleeper agents, it seems? I mean, there's rumors going around the mill that a lot of this stuff is like PAC money. Other rumors is that it's all paid off by George Soros, like they want this shit to fucking happen. But it's so fucking stupid because it's like everybody's in fear of whether or not fucking Donald Trump is going to end up causing it to become martial law. But then they do stupid shit that inches them closer and closer towards martial law. Settle down, eat a cookie, and watch Wednesday on Netflix. Or don't, because, you know, they like to fucking peddle shows to kids that are not kid-friendly. But, you know, whatever. Unsubscribe to Netflix. I don't care if WWE's on it. But it's like, damn, dude, like, they fucking beat the shit out of this woman. Like, she looks like she got told more than once.
After doing all of that about an hour ago, and I see Portland police put out a bolo asking for the public's help in identifying my assault suspect.
So she says that she had the person in her sights, but the Portland police wouldn't respond. But later on, they said, "Oh, help us find this person." Is that typical of what you're seeing there?
Yeah, like from what I'm hearing, not just from this news coverage that I'm covering here, but like I've been seeing it on TikTok. I've been seeing it on other social medias that the fucking Portland police have been told not to fucking do anything to help ICE. ICE is pretty much on their own. The National Guard is now being called into Portland, Oregon. The citizens are at a huge fucking unrest. And like this guy said, they think that they can do whatever they want. It's almost, yeah, I agree with Onstead. I think they think that it's a fucking game.
Yeah, the police are not intervening to help the people out there. If they're reacting after the fact that it's happened. And you have the governor who was marching with these people just hours before their big rally they just recently had. And the police, they're not there. They're nowhere to be found. They're not there to protect any of the reporters or to protect anybody. And it is literally lawless in that section of Portland, Oregon.
So why aren't the police responding? Are they just basically saying this is a hands-off situation, you're on your own?
From what I understand is that the governor there and the mayor, they've pretty much sided with Antifa, saying that they have the right to be there and that there's nothing wrong that's happening. But you're seeing people get assaulted, and if you go there and they think you're the opposition, you'll have a mob of people all dressed in black come after you.
Which is true. I've seen that footage as well. Like, they have swarmed motherfuckers and then tell them to leave while refusing to let them leave. I saw a car that was trying to pull into a street that was like surrounded by Antifa people. They surrounded the car and were screaming at her, and she was trying to tell a reporter and the police that she lives right down the street and she's just trying to get home. And everybody's like blaring fucking bullhorns and making noise and trying to make it difficult for her to fucking explain her situation to the police. And she ends up fucking having a fucking panic attack in her car in the process of all of this, because like there's too much fucking going on and she can't fucking tell her story. So she tries to back up, but her car is completely surrounded, and the people behind her are refusing to let her leave, while the people in front of her are screaming at her to try to get her to leave. At this point, I would have just run some motherfuckers over and been like, look, you either get out of my way or you're going to be a fucking bloodstain on the back of my car. If you've ever seen that one scene on fucking Saw 7 with Chester Bennington in the car, that would have been some fucking Portlanders. If it was me in that situation, either move or you're going to be a fucking grease spot. One of the two. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure that my car insurance will cover it. I'll just say that I backed into a fucking goalpost or some shit.
And just like we saw in the video, the one guy said he wanted to smoke me, basically saying he wanted to shoot me and kill me.
Right. So we've got dueling narratives here. Here's what President Trump wrote on Truth Social on Wednesday. He said, quote, "The governor of Oregon must be living in a dream world. Portland is a never-ending disaster. Many people have been badly hurt and even killed. It's run like a third world country."
Interestingly enough, I think that it's actually been that way since fucking COVID. Actually, no, not. I know that in Seattle they ended up shutting off, they ended up closing off a certain portion of downtown Seattle, Washington, and try to call it CHOP. I don't know if they did the same thing in Portland, but shit in those 3 states alone, Washington, Oregon, and California, have been fucking crazy insane since COVID.
And then here's what the Oregon governor, Tina Kotek, says. Listen to this.
There is no insurrection.
We just saw it, you stupid fucking cunt!
There is no threat to national security.
Bull fucking shit, we just saw that, you stupid fucking cunt!
And there is no need for military troops in our major city.
Bullshit! We just saw it, you stupid fuck! God damn it! Jesus. Fucking. You are delusional! And you're also in a very safe spot in Portland, it looks like. When the sun's out. And the crazies are coming out at night every night for the last 100 fucking days.
Military service members should be dedicated to real emergencies. They are not needed here.
Okay, then what are you doing about this fucking psychotic fucking insurrection?
So out of those 2 narratives, who's right?
Yeah, President Trump's right in saying that there is lawlessness there, and she's lying. The governor is. You just see the videos that you're seeing here on the screen. She's completely lying about what's happening. And yeah, maybe there's
there's a guy in a fucking inflatable toad outfit, which, by the way, I actually saw a video somewhere involving that guy in the fucking frog outfit. So, like, that guy got involved in yet again another fucking, insurrection type thing, and one of the one of the fucking ICE agents or National Guard with a can of mace fucking sprayed the spot where the air comes in to inflate the fucking outfit. And someone in the comments ended up saying, modern problems require modern solutions. And good, because fuck that frog. I don't like people putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
There's parts of Portland that are safe, but you have a major issue going on, and you have residents that are living in those apartment buildings right next door that have been pleading for help, and the police are nowhere to be found. And
look at that shit.
Antifa members are living there. I don't know how they're making money.
Oh, Soros. That's my assumption. Just a normal day in Portland.
They've been out there for over 100 days, and it's just simple. There needs to be some sort of police presence there, but they will not even send the police there.
Well, you've been out there for a long time doing your diligent reporting. Have you gotten any idea in terms of how these Antifa people are supporting themselves, that they're being funded, as President Trump is suggesting they are?
I have no idea, because one of these protesters even asked me, she asked if I was a protester, and I said, yeah, sure. She's like, well, we got ribs over there if you want to go eat some. So I don't know how these people are getting their food. There's apparently an apartment that's next door where they have these weird parties where they do all sort of adult activities. It's very strange what's happening.
Adult activities?
I don't know if it's a need for an investigation or...
So they just have like an entire apartment building that's dedicated to fucking group sex, I'm assuming? Shit. I guess they got to entertain themselves somehow.
If that's what you call it, but somebody needs to take a good look and start interviewing these people. A lot of citizen journalists have figured out who's in control there, and they could launch a full investigation and really get down to the root cause of what's happening just based off of what some journalists have done.
All right, well, sunshine's the best disinfectant. You're shining light on all of this. Nick, thanks for joining us, and stay safe out there.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
Damn, that's fucking insane. Now, keeping in mind, that's what's going on at night, right? And then you've got what's going on during the day. Here's some more fucking information about Portland.
It's Thursday morning, just a few days after the governor and our senator was here in Portland.
Oh, they were holding hands.
Fine. We are not a hellhole. We are not a war zone, so I'm going to walk through Portland and just see if that's the case. Behind me is a homeless woman injecting heroin into her foot.
How's that for everything is normal in the bright, sunny fucking Portland, Oregon area?
Nodded out in front of a business. Impossible to get in the front door. I'm sorry, what?
You gotta hit it clear for a tour?
Do I have to hit it clear? No.
People just openly smoking fucking meth in Portland.
A homeless swoop that happened yesterday. The tent here moved right there.
You delete the fucking bitch!
Hey, when is the last time an outreach worker ever asked you if you wanted help? Never?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that dude's not on meth or anything like that.
Yeah. Has anybody ever approached you and offered you help? No. It's a homeless woman asking for her mommy.
So yeah, now people are also homeless, and to a point where it's like, you know, if you go a long time without sustenance, your brain will fucking go off the edge. And the same thing goes with like drugs and stuff like that.
Under a blanket, smoking fentanyl. Somebody's under there.
They may or may not be alive. Somebody's under there. Apparently there was somebody else I saw that ended up saying that there are some people who are dead and they just cover them up and don't fucking... It's like, Jesus Christ, I thought Detroit was bad.
This homeless woman behind me has lost both her legs on the streets.
Hey, that's the same fucking tent from before.
It's face down on the cement. Behind me is a severely mentally ill homeless man who's been on the streets for about 10 years. Cannot take care of himself. He absolutely needs to be committed, but he's not. This is a homeless man on meth yelling at the construction workers. Very symptomatic, chemically induced psychosis probably.
Yeah. Look at this shit.
Side note, I worked here exactly 21 years ago. We are already into the second year of ending homelessness in 10 years. Then another 10 years, and now another 10 years.
Yep.
Like, how would you describe Portland?
A social free-for-all.
Ending it like that is just nuts. So, okay, Keefe, tell me how accurate all of this is. Since you're, yeah, so I know you're from fucking, you know, I know that you're from that way. So please tell me how accurate is this? Because that dude's fucking walking around, homelessness everywhere, people on fucking drugs, that one person openly admitting to fucking smoking meth on the streets. Yeah, it's all very real. And yet the governor and the mayor want to fucking try to gaslight the people and try to say, oh yeah, everything's fine. Everything's good. Everything's dandy. But at night, it's like a complete and utter fucking free-for-all. It's absolute anarchy in the streets. It's like total anarchy in the situation. All inner big cities got that shit going on for real. Yeah. Like, you know what's like, now granted, I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it has turned red now. There are still some people that fucking vote blue no matter who. However, there have been some things that have turned around in the city of Grand Rapids. Because I know that I know that Grand Rapids, Michigan was blue when Biden was running for office in 2020. And then I just looked last week, and it's not like Grand Rapids has turned red. Lansing, Flint, Saginaw, Detroit, like all of the other major cities are still like slightly blue, but have been, but like other than Detroit, they're a lot less blue than they were in the past. And I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, I want to understand the concept. It's like, yes, I vote red now, and I'm probably going to be for the rest of my fucking life. Just because of all of the shit that I have seen in the past 5 years. Since COVID fucking happened, I think all of this has really locked in my decision to fucking vote red. And I don't see blue winning anything within the next few fucking years. Because the way that things are being run in Congress, the shit that we just, that we've been finding out about with this year, the last 4 years, with the amount, like, since Obama, the fucking national debt has doubled and is on its way to tripling since fucking good old Barry was in office. IRL, XP, Rumble, Odyssey, WPD locked in my decision years ago. The fact that CHOP ran as long as it did and literally cleared the police precinct out was fucking insane to me. That was another thing too with like CHOP. CHOP ended up fucking like I remember hearing about how somebody in the CHOP area during the time they ended up getting severely injured and they needed medical treatment. And the ambulance tried to get in to help them out, and they were being pushed out. People acting like lawlessness isn't a new thing. No, it's not a new thing. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a normalcy. Some people are getting sick and tired of it. It's kind of like the same thing with, like, okay, how many times people, I'll just use myself as an example. Okay, so for a long time, people mocked me because I live in my parents' basement. People mocked me for the longest time because I have a video game collection, that I sold my video game collection to my mom, this, that, and the other, right? And then you've also got the same people calling everybody in the world a fucking faggot. And at some point, it's just like, okay, you hear it so often that it's lost its fucking meaning. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Right? It's become a fucking normalcy. And the same thing goes with the left, calling everybody a fascist, bigot, Nazi, homophobe, blah, 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 and calling Trump Trump Hitler. And it's like, okay, you've said this to a point where everything is racist. Everyone's a Nazi. Everything is fascist. Everyone is fascist. It's lost its fucking meaning now. So nobody's fucking listening to it anymore. And the way I'm seeing it is like, okay, this is the reason why it's like everybody's starting to question shit. I understand that people on the left, and this is the main reason why people vote blue, is due to the fact that, yes, the humanitarianism of the blue, so to speak. Whether it's government outreach to other countries, or even within our own country, we have stuff like EBT, SNAP, WIC, cash assistance, Section 8 housing, stuff like that. I get it. I understand that there's going to be some people who are going to need that shit. Some people permanently, but like that type of stuff rests on an honesty system. And nobody is really all that honest with what it is that they're doing this shit with. There are people that are open. The only honesty that some people have is admitting that they are fucking the system in order to get free money. But the thing about that is, like, where does all that money come from? The money's not free. Other people in this country are paying for it. I'm more willing to pay for somebody with no arms and, or no legs to be on fucking cash assistance for the rest of their lives because they don't have a means to work. If they don't have a means to work. But I don't want to fucking sit here and say that due to the fact that I technically have a disability, I have ADHD, and technically that is a disability. And sometimes people have that disability so fucking severe that they can't focus at work. And so they'll end up being fucking, like, or at least that's the claim. I have ADHD and I'm actually able to regulate myself pretty well without medication. And it took me a long time to figure that shit out, but I persevered. I don't think that I have the right to sit here and sit on government assistance for the rest of my life just because I have an attention deficit disorder. There are some people that can't work. There are some people like low functioning autism. There are some people that are so low on the spectrum that they can't take care of themselves. And I know that because my cousin has a daughter who is low functioning autistic. She can't take care of herself. She's in her 20s now. She can't take care of herself. But I also have a daughter who is high functioning autistic, and she's doing fine on her own. She is currently leading a happy life with her boyfriend. She's out of the house, da-da-da-da-da. But then there are some people who just basically want a free handout. And those people I don't believe need to be on cash assistance. I don't want to pay for that. I don't think anybody really wants to pay for that. That's basically taking care of somebody else's child. And the stuff that I'm seeing in Portland, Oregon, I don't want it. I don't want that happening in any city. I'm a man of peace, but I'm also a man of fucking reason and logic. Yes, I do have a heart, but it's to a point, not to a fault. But I ended up realizing that basically fucking when it concerns the red and the blue, let's face it, and this is probably going to be a harsh reality for a lot of people who fucking go on the left. Racism is on both sides. Homophobia is on both sides. Xenophobia, Islamophobia, transphobia is on both sides. A lot of those things that you try to dictate are only red voting things. It's on both sides. It goes back to what I've said for the longest fucking time. I honestly think that Democrats and Republicans want the same things, but the biggest argument that they have is how to go about it. As a Republican, I will say, yes, I do think that having government outreach and fucking reaching out to other countries is good. But as I said at the very beginning of this episode, if you can't fix yourself, you can't fix others. And right now, America is in dire fucking straits. There is a lot of shit in our country that needs to get fixed before we can help out anybody else. And if we do help out other people, it's got to be for actual fucking things, not transgender surgeries in Rwanda. So as far as I see it, like, I look at it from a realistic standpoint, a much more realistic standpoint than people on the left do. The left want free shit without understanding where the money fucking comes from, and they want it now. And if they don't get it now, which some people would probably blame social media for instant gratification and dopamine hits, but if they don't get it now, then they have a complete meltdown and they try to burn their city to the ground. They're like, oh yeah, let's just create more fucking damage and illegal activity in order to get your point across. That makes a lot of fucking sense now, doesn't it? Set your own house in order before you go and about trying to fix the world. That's exactly how I fucking look at it. It's like, you take a look around in our own fucking country. with examples like Portland, California, Chicago, Denver, Texas, like all of these other fucking things that I've seen and shown on this fucking show over the last year and a half. There's a lot of stuff that needs fixing. We need to fucking figure out a way on how to clear up our own fucking debt. And I personally think that that's one of the things that needs to get taken care of. And Trump has been trying to fucking do what he can to try to get that done. But every single time that he tries to fucking put something into action in order to help our own country is fighting against it because Orange Man Bad resist. And then it turns out that he's right to begin with. I wish that that was the case, DB, that we could just, smoke up and fucking get along. But the way I look at it, it's like, okay, look, think about this. On one side, I hope they don't burn down the porn industry. I mean, basically, like, dude, you got OnlyFans. So that's not just in California, These activist groups are going ham right now. Yeah, because basically they're the raccoon that's been put into the corner. And that's the only way that a raccoon actually fucking fights is to defend itself in the most raccoonery way that it can, just out of panic. And that's exactly what's going on in Portland right now. It looks like a lot of these people aren't getting what they want when they want it, and so they're panicking. And that's why they're acting out the way that they are. Plus, they are also the type of people who have never been spanked a day in their lives. And have never been told that they're not allowed to do something. And so it's become a fucking free-for-all. It's anarchy. Anarchy in the Portland area. I've been doing a lot of soul-searching myself as well, guys. Is society cooked? Is it? I hope not. I want to live life and be happy. Oh, yeah, I agree. But you know what I also would like? I would also like to fucking make McDonald's prices great again. Like, that's another thing, too. Chicago, I explained that before. Like, they try to say Chicago was fine, and people in South Chicago basically saying, like, everything down there is everything but fine. But here's the thing. And the stupid thing is, it's like, okay, they're not even trying to fucking give Trump a chance because everybody on social media on their side is convinced that Trump is a fucking Nazi or a dictator or totalitarian and authoritarian, which is definitely not the fucking case. Basically what he's doing, he's trying to put things in check so that way it can lower the fucking deficit, lower the debt, clear up the things that don't need to be fucking paid out. Because as I said before, it's either those things that they just took out of budget were either being thrown in the budget for the last 4 years during the Biden administration, or it's basically just them giving themselves money. Either way, they're using American dollars and putting it somewhere where it doesn't belong. Now, what's funny, though, is like a lot of people might agree with the Democrats on this side and stuff like that, but let me ask you something. Why is it that the Democrats, throughout the last 4 years during the Biden administration, voted that it was okay to not do anything additional? And now the Republicans are basically doing the same thing. They don't want to take money away. They don't want to fucking put more money in. They just want to leave it stagnant. And the Democratic senators and House of Representatives ended up having a hissy fit over it. Because they wanted this $1.5 trillion fucking stipend added onto the bill so that way they could give health care to illegal immigrants in this country while they're being deported at the same time. Why? Like, does anybody not realize, does anybody not fucking realize that the more in debt we go into, the less the value of the dollar is? And no matter how many times you try to fucking raise minimum wage in your state or federal, That's going to do the same thing, is increase the value of things because the value of the dollar has been lessened. It's simple. Like that, it's obvious mathematics. Have you ever noticed that every time in your state, whenever the state minimum wage has gone up, so have the prices of fucking everything. Every time the debt is higher, the value of everything goes up. This is the reason why back in the 80s, you were able to buy a regular Nintendo with 2 controllers, a zapper, and a power pad, along with a game pack that had Mario Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet. You could buy that for $109.99. Right? And that was peak fucking technology at that point. Now, you buy a fucking Nintendo Switch, and it's like $600 with a digital game, and that's it. Like, nothing special, nothing new, and it's like $600. The PlayStation 3 was $700 when it came out. You know what I'm saying? Fucking the Xbox Series X systems and games and accessories and all the peripherals have gone up in price, and they try to blame it on the tariffs when Xbox is an American company. They had no reason to fucking increase the prices, and they did it just because. Like, everything has gone up in price. Like I said before, the cost of fucking fixing your car has gone up 15% in the last month. Not in the last few months, not in the last year, not in the last couple of years. The last month. It costs almost $15 to get a fucking value meal. Value meal at McDonald's. And they try to find something that's even more valuer. The buy one get one for $1 deal. The $5 value deal. It's like, no. I remember in high school, a fucking Big Mac meal cost $3. Shit has gone up since then. And it was $2.99 for a Big Mac meal after 9/11. Gas prices have fucking gone up sky high too. What it is, the biggest issue is not having, like, no matter how many times you increase the fucking minimum wage, that doesn't matter, because when that goes up, everything goes up. And I've been saying that for fucking years. What the problem is the debt is going up. And the more times we try to be humanitarians to other countries, the more shit's fucking going up. Because I don't know if people realize this, but a lot of resources rely on the value of the American dollar. So if we actually decrease the amount of debt that we have in this country, then the value of the dollar is going to go back up. If the value of the dollar goes back up, things will be less expensive. As of right now, the only thing that we're trying to do in order to combat these prices is by boycotting shit. People tried to boycott McDonald's. That's why the fucking that fucking $5 value deal thing was created in the first place. And eventually that's going to go up to $6, and then $7, and then $9, and then $11, $15, and we're back to square fucking one. Because of the fact that we're not paying attention to the finances of what the fuck's going on. And every time that somebody does try to do something in order to fix the deficit, red tape, yellow tape, something stopping Trump from fucking putting money back into the country. And to be totally honest, I'm kind of getting sick of that shit. But at this point, we are in a financial crisis, and that is why there's so much crazy shit that fucking goes on in our country. Everybody's poor. Everybody's pissed. Everybody's homeless. My generation, if we're trying to fucking get ourselves a house, we can't. We can't save enough money because everything's too goddamn expensive. And then the houses then and of themselves are too fucking expensive. Gen Z is going to have a problem getting their own houses. The only way that I'd be able to get a house like right now is if both my parents fucking died and then the house was actually written in my name. That's the only way right now I'd be able to get a fucking house. I'm busting my ass to try to save up so that way I can get a down payment and then hope to God that I can actually pay for a house for the rest of my fucking life. Everybody wants more money. That's not a fucking secret. But the problem is, it's like, why is it that at a factory job I was able to make $20 an hour and I had to live in my parents' basement the entire fucking time? And then on top of that, I decided to quit because they refused to give me a raise for 2 fucking years. Like, dude, I did the smarter thing and I just paid for a car outright. I just bought a used car. I can't afford a new car, and sometimes the used cars are just as good. Mine was. And what sucks too is, like, nobody really fucking thinks about this stuff. Like, I'm driving around and delivering food, and I'm like, my mind is going. Like, every once in a while something just pops into my head and I fucking go over to Chat GPT and I discuss my situation with that, and I'm like, okay, well, what if this, what if this, what if this, and then it'll actually give me like a rundown. Like, literally, I think I could probably have a conversation with Chat GPT and be like, what would need to happen in order for AI to fucking take control over the country? And I bet you they would probably have an answer. Goddamn Canadians, blame Canada. I wouldn't say that. Nah, I don't blame Canada. I blame Trudeau. And his buddy, who's the current prime minister. Well, if you wouldn't get all tangled up in piss jugs and extension cords. Yeah, so, like, man, fucking, this country is going to hell. I sound like my fucking parents now. This country's going to hell. Kind of sucks, though. Because, you know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love this fucking country. I just want to see it get better. But I'm just getting sick and tired of seeing the fucking constant combating. Now, here's another thing, too. And I'm probably going to say this, and I'll say this again, and I'll say this for the next 3 fucking years. With the way that people act right now, right? Because everybody on the left is all about that orange man bad resist shit. It's like, no matter what Trump fucking does, they want to do the exact opposite. Whether it be fucking him saying don't take Tylenol while you're pregnant on a regular basis because it can cause deformities in the child or possibly autism. And then a bunch of people end up overdosing on fucking Tylenol and end up dying in the hospital, which I didn't hear any PS about that woman who ended up getting liver failure for eating a whole bunch of fucking Tylenol after Trump said not to. But it's like, that right there just shows peak insanity. And then Portland just figured out a way on how to be like, hold my beer, watch this. But like I said, I'm going to continue saying this. We still got 3 years left of Donald Trump being the president of the United States. Eventually, they're going to have to get tired of fucking trying to put up walls around Trump to stop him from doing things that he's wanting to do, only to have them get knocked down, and he's going to do what he wants to anyways. So my question, though, is like, okay, with the level of insanity, which, by the way, could have been alleviated if you just let Trump be president from 2020 to 2024, this could have all been done. Now you've got to deal with him for the next 3 fucking years. But at the end of those 3 fucking years, I just want to look at the left and be like, what are you going to do now? You got no, you have no orange man anymore. He didn't fucking become a dictator. He's not going to be president in 2028. I mean, unless he wins, then it's a whole other story. But which, by the way, there is Trump 2028 hats. I want to get one. I also want to get me the goth dark MAGA hat too. I liked the idea behind that. But still, nevertheless, what's going to happen? What are you going to do after Trump's gone? When Trump is no longer able to fucking run for office in 2028, what are you going to do then? Who are you going to have as a scapegoat? You're going to have nothing. And then, it's just going to be a bunch of crazy people fucking blaming Trump for all of their fucking problems when he's not even around to create them. You know what I'm saying? Times were so much better when Filthy Frank was around. Yeah, we didn't seem to really have these problems with Papa Franku, running roughshod all over the internet. That man was a godsend. He trolled the entire fucking internet and then just disappeared without a trace. And then this singer in Japan named Joji showed up. I don't know who that is. I don't think that there's a fucking correlation between the two. But anyway, that's my time. I'm going to get the fuck up out of here. Thank you guys for coming in, watching, participating, having fun with me, making fun of the government. We're going to try to... God only knows what's going to happen next week. I don't know. Should we make bets on whether or not Portland's going to be fucking firebombed within the next couple of days? Because it seems like all eyes on Portland right now. What the fuck is going to happen within the next week? I don't know. But alright, I'm out this bitch. I'll see you guys next week. Deuces. Oh, and by the way, I'll see you at Hollow Wicked.